Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Give me a Yahoo up in the chat if I can be heard, family. Give me a Yahoo up in the chat. It's all good. All praises. Let's rock. Mic check. That's good. I see Yahoo's up in the building. All praises, all glory. That's what I'm talking about. I salute all you all in the name of the Creator, love and light, and all that. We about to throw down though. We about to get a few things going. Last live I tried to do with some major technical difficulties going on. Computer died on me. I couldn't find my charger. Short leggers came busting through the door. I'm like, oh man. So I owed it to y'all to get back on here and make something happen. And dig. So y'all see the topic. This Nazarene edition part 110. You dig? And the title is what? The topic is what? Yahshua the Nazarene. What we gonna do? We gonna examine the various stories of what we call Yahshua of Nazareth. You understand? A very, very great man, a very great brother. You understand? Who had the light of the Creator on him. And the proof of that is what he was teaching. What he was teaching. You understand? So yeah, we about to go ahead and dive into this. Y'all already know what time it is. Once again, all praises to the ever-present Creator, the all in all, the always was, is, and ever shall be, the mighty Yahweh. I give all praises to the Most High. You did. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters, far and near. Love all y'all, love and light to all y'all. And shout out to the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. Yeah, we love y'all too. Million mouth Negroes. Bless up, bless up. Where would we be without our haters? And the mealy mouth Negroes that foam at the mouth. Where will we be without them? Hold on, y'all. This phone jumping. Somebody mad. Yeah. Y'all, please forgive your brother. You know I don't like dry air at all, or dead air at all. So please forgive your brother. All right. Need to share this across a couple more social media platforms, and then we gonna cook. We here to let the light loose unhinged. And whoever get offended, blessings to you as well. You be all right. You be all right. That's one thing I know for sure. You gonna be all right, regardless if you like what's being brought out or not. You dig? And the beautiful thing about it is you got the right to exit stage left. Nobody is holding you hostage. You dig? Nobody is holding the fam hostage, man. So good to see y'all in the building once again. Love and light. All praise to the ever-present Creator that always was, is, and never shall be. Shout out to the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. You know we love y'all. And let's go ahead and cook. Let's go ahead and cook. All right. Sis said they be all right when the swelling go down. I see y'all in the building. My heart, y'all sure all. That's the elder sister that be on me. She be like, Shalom. Seen you in a while. I'm like, dang. Y'all pray for your brother. I go through family issues and life issues just like every last one of y'all. You did. So please pray for me. Please, please, please. Kila olam kazdo. Love and light. Love and light. What's up with all your short leggers, including my newest nephew? Ashar Osaray, boy. Ooh, wait. Let me turn this phone down, man. I don't even want to be distracted. Man, turn all this down. Yeah, hey, love and light and blessings to your entire family, my sister Keela. Bless up, bless up. MELCHIZEDEK Brown Curry. What's the word, my beloved sister? Sis beyond two. That's another hard body sister that study. We got sisters out here that's with that life. Kanaya El Bat. Ya. Ooh. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Iris Stevens in the building. My sister from Texas. Blessings. Blessings, blessings. West Coast Connection in the building. I got the West Side Connect, baby. Hold on. Why it ain't popping up? I don't know why they hate Cosmon. Dreadful Cosmon. There you go. There you go. There you go. Fam in the building. Another West Coast brethren. Cornell Davis in the building. My sister from the North. Gorgeously designed in the building. Tell my little joker, my little nephew, Malaki. Tell him I said love and light. All right, Zakar Yahoo in the building. Yahoo to Israel in the building. Clip up, fam. Yahoo, YAH'S, my brother. My brother. Another West Coast brother. Bless up. West Coast in here today, boy. West Side representing. Hey, y'all hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Let's get the algorithm popping in this deal. All right. Let's go ahead and unleash some of this light, man. All right. So let's start. Y'all see the topic. Yahshua the Nazarene, Nazarene edition, part 110. And Lessons 111. All right. So let's go ahead and get this going real quick. Percent. Share screen. And let's go ahead and eat. And see where we at. I'm gonna scroll back on up so we can understand where we at. I'm going to the OSP first. Sky, Earth, Spirit. OSP. I'm going to OSP first. All right. Right here. We're going to the book of Eskra, God's book of Eskra, chapter 42. Birth of Yahshua or Joshua or Joshua. All right. Yahshua. Whatever. We ain't gonna quibble over no names and nothing like that. All right. And let's throw down on some of this. Let me know if y'all can see that. Is that good enough? I zoomed in a little taste. Hold on. Y'all look at my ugly mug too. You did. Rubbing, grinding. That's it. Too much on my mind right now. I'm on the grind right now. If you're looking for me, I can be found right now. Easy work. Phone blowing up. Hey, what up, Aki? I'm live. Right now. I'm gonna get with you when I get off live. All right, Shalom. All right, so let's get into some of this. You know what I mean? Let's get into some of this. My brother Print Blake in the building. Oh, yeah, my dirty South brethren. That's a real one right there. Salute the real ones. All right, so we in OSP, Sky, Earth, Spirit. All right, chapter 42 of Eskra, birth of Joshua, which is Yahshua. All right, we're going to prove it. Watch this. God, Yahweh's son. And that's something that needs to be understood to this very day. You understand? God and the Creator, God and Yahweh or Jehovah are not the same. You wonder why you read certain texts, religious texts, spiritual texts, and it's confusing at times. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about God, or Lord? Who is who? Is God singular? Is it plural? Is it masculine? Is it feminine? Like what? What's going on here? So the basic understanding, God, Yahweh's son, was wise above all these trials, for he had the light of the Creator's kingdoms with him. And it will be shown presently how much farther ahead the plans laid out by Yahweh's sons are. That's sons with an S, plural. Creator has many sons, many daughters, and he chooses these sons and daughters, specific sons and daughters at certain times in history to cast his light upon. You understand? So they can assist in the resurrection of their fellow man. Look at this right here. It says right here, Yahweh's sons are. Read that again. How much farther ahead the plans laid out by Yahweh's sons are compared to those allotted by his enemies. Look at this, verse 3. Because Pharaoh, slave master, Pharaoh persecuted the Israelites. Moses put a curse upon Pharaoh. Then after hundreds of years in the lower heavens, behold, Pharaoh was cast into hell. And then into chaos. And no one but Moshe could deliver him, as has been previously described. That's an excellent story. When you go into it, it'll blow your mind. But the overall fundamental basics of what this is saying is, whoever you wound, you got to heal in this life or the next. All right. If we talk about the birth of Yahshua as compared to the times of Moses and Pharaoh, you dealing with over 1,000 years. You're dealing with over 1,000 years easy. So they not even physically living at the same time. You see that? Now it shows you that slave master, Pharaoh, after he died, he was bound to what? The lower heavens. He was bound to the lower heavens and then cast into hell. So now you know where hell is. Hell ain't even underground. Hell is in the lower heavens. In other words, the heavens that are bound to the earth. All right, that's why you have shows like Ghost Hunters and Paranormal Activity. You know what I mean? That's why you have all that. You know what I mean? Hold on for a second. I gotta check these little jokes. All right, family, my bad. You know what time it is. You having to tighten these little jokers up. You know, they act loose till you tighten them up. All right. All right, so back at it. All right, so what I was saying was the lower heavens, the atmosphere basically, all right, the heavens that are surrounding the earth, that's the lower heavens. Specifically from here up to the first level of heaven. That's the lower heavens, okay? Now, we have actually a physical spot of where the lower heavens are, or where hell is at. It's in the lower heavens. It ain't underground nowhere. So slave master, even when and after he died, guess what? He spent hundreds of years in the lower heavens. He ain't go nowhere. He ain't up in, Etheria. He ain't up in the highest heavens, coursing the cosmos. That sucker bound. Slave master bound to the lower heavens. And the proof of that is some of y'all have had spiritual encounters. Some of y'all done seen ghosts or been in communion with spirits and all that. Stop that. You understand? And it's crazy. Some of your people into voodoo and hoodoo and you know what I mean, the Orishas and dealing with all that. Yeah, all those are little oaks in spirit. Those are like the minions. Have y'all ever seen Despicable Me? My short leggers watch Despicable Me and the Minions. Those little jokers that you communion with are like the minions. Those ain't no high raised angels come to bring you some type of revelation about the emancipated heavens and more revelation about the Creator's creation. That ain't that. They telling you earthly stuff. You see? They little G's. Those are little oaks. Those ain't nobody you be like, ooh, dang. Boy, a high-raised angel, a high-raised host came and hollered at me. No. You dig? So slave master, I don't care if you're talking about Pharaoh, and I don't care if you're talking about Master Crenshaw. Slave master is bound to the lower heavens. Huh? Who you owned, you must heal. Who you had enslaved, you must go serve now. We've heard all the time, the last shall be first. So let that be a lesson for y'all, because a lot of our people be mad. What about the white man? And he had us in slavery, and a lot of our people died. Yeah, Master Crenshaw died too. And what if I told y'all that sucker, if he ain't in hell, that sucker bound to one of your forefathers? He got to serve one of your forefathers if he want to be released from the lower heavens. The only way to, trip off this, y'all, the only way to the higher heavens and the emancipated heavens is by righteous works done unto your neighbor. The Creator is about freedom and liberty. The Creator hates slavery. I know a Millie Mouth Negro spilled his coffee on that one. The Creator hates slavery. The Creator hates for you to take away someone's liberty from them, to subjugate one of his sons and daughters. I know a Millie Mouth Negro got offended at that one, because you run around here clicking your boot heels, believing you finna put everybody into damn slavery in your kingdom. And you Negroes ain't even got the ingenuity to run no kingdom. I love to be the bearer of bad news. Ain't damn one of you niggas finna have no type of slavery or no type of slaves. No, you gonna be a slave to a false god. You gonna be a slave to that false god you've been in agreement with, unless you trip up this, unless you choose Creator. Unless you choose Creator, you're gonna be bound to that sucker. So slave master, this is what we learn from this. I don't care if you're talking about Pharaoh, you dig, or any of the so-called founding fathers. Who you subjugate, who you own in this reality, you got to make that right, either on this side or the next. As we see with Pharaoh, that nigga was bound to them lower heavens. Then he was cast into hell. And none but Moses, who he persecuted, could deliver. Now trip off the most white power skinhead Nazi slave master you can think of, the Klan and all that, and all the evil and degradation they done did to this people. And then a lot of our people died, and they died. Man, look, it's like a weight off your shoulder to know your forefathers got some get back. And that slave master stuck, bound to the lower heavens. I mean, he's bound. He can't go nowhere, witness no more of the Creator's creation until he make that right, until he serve his slaves that he had in life, until he served them in righteousness and worked to raise every last one of them up to a grade higher than him. He ain't going nowhere. Ooh, wee, boy. Ooh, wee. All right, so let's keep reading. Because Pharaoh persecuted the Israelites, Moses put a curse upon Pharaoh. Then after hundreds of years in the lower heavens, behold, Pharaoh was what? Cast into hell. And then into chaos. And no one but Moses could deliver him, as has been previously described. We'll read that story again one day. Look at this word. So Moses descended from the higher heavens and delivered Pharaoh. Delivered him from where? Out of hell and torment, after he spent a few hundred years in that sucker. Yeah, delivered him. All right, trip off this. And he provided Pharaoh a new name, Elaz, and sent him back to the earth to labor with the Israelites. Oh, that's your judgment. You got delivered out of this torment, and was brought before the throne of one of the Creator's sons, God, true God, and then given a judgment. Oh no, yeah, you've been delivered out of torment, but guess what you got to do? All those slaves you subjected and subjugated, You got to go labor for their descendants now. You got to go serve them. You on out of these lower heavens? Guess what you got to do? Look at this right here. In order to fulfill his shortness in righteous work, Elias therefore became a willing volunteer, and many angels with him. Look at that. Slave master like, bet, I'll do that. You know what I mean? I'll labor to raise up the Creator's sons and daughters whom I wounded, whom I subjugated when I was a mortal man. Guess what I got to do now? I got to labor in righteousness to raise them up, the ones that I bound, the ones that I whipped, the ones that I tortured. Your Creator ain't nothing but love. But you got to balance the books, though. You the one that came around and harmed these men and women and raped them and robbed them. So slave master became what? A willing volunteer to serve Israelites. Look at this. And these angels inspired 700 Israelites to what? Separate themselves. And this is for my Israelite brothers and sisters. Look, come on home, man. We ain't over here, playing with chicken bones and throwing snot on the altar, and you know what I mean? We ain't doing none of that. Let's create a gang over here. But understand, this is all about you. This is all about you. So what we gotta address now, we gotta address behavior. We gotta address the God and the deity. Because even in the Bible, it tells you what? Israel was in subjugation to a false God. Look at this. And these angels inspired 700 Israelites to separate themselves from all other people and to go and live by the direction of the angels of Jehovah or Yahweh. Moreover, the angels inspired these people to call themselves who? Essenes. Shout out to the Nazarites, the Nazarenes, the Nazarites and the Essenes, man. Know some of y'all still on the fence. Come on home. Come on home. We rep Creator over here and trip off this. The light is unhinged now. Y'all done woke up something. It's about to be a major problem. All right? There's a reason why everybody don't want that smoke, man. Everybody duck Creator gang. Everybody. Look at this. Trip off this. Moreover, the angels inspired these people to call themselves Essenes as commanded by Moses in heaven. Look at this. Look at this. Shout out to my brothers, man. Brothers and sisters. Leave that, know that. So what is an Essene, even though it's spelled different? That is followers of the Spirit. In contradistinction to those who follow the dictates of the flesh. So a spiritual-minded person versus a carnal-minded person. Today, we know them as who? Essenes. And before I even started reading OWASP, that's the path the Creator took me, the Nazarene and the Essene literature. That's why a lot of it agrees. It'll blow your mind like, dang, that's why I read that over there, man. What is really going on here? What is really happening around this deal? So now we know what is OWASP revealing. What does being in the scene have to do with the birth of Yahshua? That's what everybody need to be asking. You know what I mean? That's what everybody need. We talking about the birth of Yahshua. Now we talking about the Essenes. What's up with that? Look at this right here. Let's get back to it. As commanded by Moses in heaven. So Moses is the one that put that vibration on them angels and told the angels to inspire these 700 Israelites who live separately from the rest of the Israelites to call themselves Essenes. Right? And then what does it mean? What does Essene mean? Followers of the Spirit. S means spirit. Look at this. According to this, these Essenes were therefore a separate people. They was Israelites, but they were separate. Let's see what they was on. These Essenes were therefore a separate people, pledged to Jehovah, Yahweh, to have no king or earth ruler except their rabbis or their priests. All right. And they dwelt in communities and families of 10s, 20s, and 100s, holding all things in common. Look at that. So we read that same similar situation all over the Nazarene and Essene literature and in the book of Acts. You know what I mean? The book of Acts at the end of the 2nd chapter and the book of Acts at the end of the 4th chapter, you see that the apostles' doctrine was just this right here. It was this. mobilize in the communities and start sharing resources and skills. You know what I mean? That's how we survive this capitalistic construct or beast. That's how you survive. That's how you are successful against this beast system. You got to be together. And I'm going to hit you with something. That's how the angels roll. The high-raised angels, the angel ambassadors of the Creator. That's how they roll. They roll mob deep. They roll deep. Look at this right here. Holding all things in common. But in marriage, they were what? Monogamic. And in monogamy. But the Essenes were. The Nazarenes and Essenes was like that. Now, the Essenes were more, well, based off a lot of the history. The Essenes were more celibate. Anything. Nazarenes were more like family men. All right. So, I mean, how you going to keep this thing going if you ain't got no children? But notice right here, it says they were monogamic in marriage. Nor would they have more than one suit of clothes each. And they lived on what? Fruits and herbs, vegetables only. Nor did they eat fish or flesh of anything that had ever breathed the breath of life. What is we talking about here, man? That's before I even read this. That's in the Essene literature. That's in the commands that Yahshua give in the Nazarene gospel. It's the same thing. And even in the Essene gospel of peace, it goes into the actual angel communion. So what you supposed to say, you understand, when you communion every morning and every evening. See, we was already on this before we even bumped into OWASP. Look at this. And they bathed every morning at sunrise, facts, and worship before the altar of the Creator, Yahweh, doing in all things in the manner of the ancient faithists. Now remember, the Essenes are Israelites. A faithist is someone who has complete knowledge and faith in the Great Spirit or the Creator, the ever-present Creator. That's what a faithist is. You dig? And pledge to his Creator only. Period. No false gods, deities, lords, savior, none of that. You did. But notice, faithist, Israelite, Essene. You ain't got nothing to be afraid of. Come on home, man. Come on home. Look at this. By virtue of the angel hosts who were with them. Now remember, who's the angel host? It's Pharaoh and his men who persecuted the ancestors of the Israelites when they were enslaved in Egypt. This is the actual angelic host that's communing with the Essenes during the time of Yahshua's birth. Look at this. And they held communion. And they held communion with the angels of heaven every night before going to sleep. That's true. That's true. And in the morning. The morning is communion with the angels of the earthly mother, and the evening is communion with the angels of the heavenly Father. Look at this. LA, and why is that? You should be spilling your coffee over that. In the image of God made he them, male and who? Made he them, and he called their name who? Adam. Okay, that's even in the Bible. So what is we talking about? What is we even really talking about here? Look at this. Elias has said, because I persecuted the faithists. Hold on. Who was Pharaoh persecuted? Israel. The Israelites are faithists. You dig? The Millie Mouth Nick rolls up mad because you can be of any nation and be a faithist. You dig? But part of that is being an Israelite. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because every nation had a brotherhood of light that wasn't dealing with the flesh, wasn't dealing with the sacrifices, wasn't dealing with all the warfare and tribal warfare, wasn't dealing with none of that. They stayed in communities outside of society. And you can find these different brotherhoods and pockets all over the earth. Down in Egypt, they were the therapists or the therapeutae. Up in Greece, they were the Pythagoreans. In Israel, they were the Essenes. You dig? And you keep going further east, you bump into more brotherhoods of light who lived according to the same code, but had never been around each other. You see? So Elias had said, and Elias is Pharaoh. after his death had said, because I persecuted the faithless and raised up my hands against them and against the Creator, I was instrumental in part for their fall. This is what slave master has to admit. Now will I labor with them. Now will I labor with them to reestablish them in purity and love. And so he labored. Pharaoh went to work. He got delivered about his bondage. His judgment was, you got to go to the descendants of the ones you harmed and labor with them in righteousness. If you want about these lower heavens, if you want to experience, look, even the Bible tell you what, the eye have not seen and the ear have not heard what the Creator has for those who love him. If you want to experience the many wonders of the Creator's creation, because it's more to life than just the earth and the heavens surrounding the earth. It's galaxies and worlds out there that's waiting for you to explore and experience and all that. You see what I'm saying? So there are spirits that are, and when I say y'all spirit, I'm talking about billions of them, of low vibratorial, low graded spirits who are bound to the lower heavens. Huh? That's why you have paranormal activity. That's why you have shows like Ghost Hunters and all that. These people ain't tripping. That's why you can measure to see if it's been paranormal activity with certain tools. Because now you're dealing with, there's a whole science behind the unseen realm. It ain't spooky. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Shalom. He broke that down for me one day and was talking about the nanometers and the visible light. Visible light of what we all can see each other is between this many nanometers and that many nanometers, like 700 and 400 or something like that, 700 and 300. Anything outside these parameters is invisible. You know what I mean? Can't be seen. Can't be seen. And that's where you and that's where ghosts and spirits come into play, because if they slow their vibration down within those parameters of 700 to 400 nanometers, now you can see ghosts. Now you can see spirit. You know what I mean? People, you look over and get scared, and you know what I mean? Nah, that sucker just slowed down his vibration. But how you know if it's a high raised angel or an angel of low grades that's bound to the earth? The angel of low grades is gonna be talking to you, y'all, about the earth, earthly things. I ain't finna be inspiring you to be on righteousness and work righteousness towards your neighbor so you can experience the many marvels and wonders of the Creator's creation. How you not supposed to be bowing to and serving no type of angels, men, none of that. Look at this right here, y'all. So Pharaoh went to work after his death so he could be emancipated. Look at this. And the lays in his angel host. And Pharaoh and his angel host made the camps of who? The Essenes their dwelling places. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Watching over these few who? Israelites. Israelites. Watching over these few Israelites day and night for hundreds of years. Yes, without leaving them. These faithful angels. These faithful angels guarded them from all the warring hosts of angels belonging to the armies of who? Baal, Ashtaroth, and to the triune God, Luamong and his hosts. A lot of y'all don't know about Dude. Dude was on one. You dig? But this right here shows you in the land of Israel the false gods that were controlling the Israelites. You got Baal, and that's right in your Bible. Hosea 2. Hosea 2, 14 through 18. Amos 5, 25 down to 26. That's in your Bible. The Israelites were worshiping the false gods. Now, so you see in the same locality, these gods have angels that are warring hosts. And that triune God, Luamong, because he was the one that came up with that whole doctrine, and him and his other misfits came up with that whole doctrine of the Trinity. Look at this. And though the Essenes lived in great purity of body and soul, yet they were evilly slandered by the world's people all around them. That sounds familiar. Millie mouth Negroes slobbing at the mouth and foaming. We bring a waspy out. Negroes lose their minds. Look at this. But Yahweh prosper the seed of the Essenes in holiness and love for many generations. Then came Gafaniah, chief of the Louis. What is a Louis, according to this, is an angel or groups of angels that are responsible for the prenatal conditions. You dig? And they're also spiritual geneticists, meaning they're the ones that inspire your great grandparents to hook up so you could be born in this day, to receive the light and communication of the Creator. Y'all, there are no coincidences. This ain't no coinky dink. We all together on this journey, excited about all this light. You know what I mean? Look, this thing was decreed many generations back by certain groups of angels who were given the charge of bringing your ancestors together so you could be birthed, so you could receive this light. All right. Then came, about this. Then came Gafaniah, chief of the Louis, according to the command of God, to raise up an heir to the voice of Yahweh. And in 4 more generations, an heir was born and named who? Joshua, or Joshua, or Yahshua. This ain't talking about the Joshua that was with Moses. Remember, he was with Moses when Pharaoh and all them. What Joshua is this talking about? An heir was born and named Joshua. And he was the child of who? Joseph and his wife, MYRRH, devout worshippers of Yahweh, who stood aloof from all other people except the Essenes. Wow. Wow. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee. Look at this right there. Wow. So you mean to tell me the Yahshua's parents lived according to the code too? Y'all get some understanding so far. Please give me a 4 up in the chat. Bless up, bless up. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Much love. Much love, man. Love and light. Believe that. All right, now watch this right here. Right here. Verse 12. And because of the extreme youth of MYRRH, so it's saying that Mary was a young one. The child was of doubtful sex. That is weird to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. What the hell you mean? He was doubtful sex. Like you couldn't tell if he had a rod or like that was weird when I first read it. Regarding which the rabbis or the priest said the child was an Isu. Now that's where you get Jesus from right there. Isu, signifying neutral. Now when you look Isu up a little more, it goes into those who certain men who don't have a fleshly desire. You know how a lot of us men, we need to go see our woman, and we need to be around. Yeah, we need to be around some feminine energy to balance off the war we've been in all day. And you know what I mean? Certain men like myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not an Isu, but it's saying that Yahshua was an Isu, meaning he ain't had no fleshly desires. You dig? But I gotta be real with you. When I first read it, I was like, what the hell they mean that doubtful sex? How the hell you can't tell if it was a boy or a girl? What is you saying? But I looked up the other definition of it. It's talking about someone that was born without any type of fleshly desire. You dig? That ain't I. Look at this. Verse 13. The time of the birth of the child was 3 days after the descent of a heavenly ship from the throne of God. And many of the Essenes looked up and saw what? The stars. So you mean to tell me Yahshua's birth, which was accompanied by a star according to the scriptures, the star of Bethlehem, that was a starship. That was a ship, right? And why is that so hard to even understand is what I'm saying, because in real time, y'all done seen shooting stars before. I'm talking about flying across the heavens, moving out like a ship. Who's to say the stars aren't ships? Who's to say when you look up and see all them stars, those aren't chariots, chariots of the Creator with angels on them, your brothers and sisters? Who's to say? I'm just saying. So look at this right here. The time of the birth of the child, Yahshua, was 3 days after the descent of a heavenly ship from the throne of God. And many of the Essenes looked up and saw the star, and they felt the cold wind of the higher heavens fall upon the place and around the tent where the child will be born. And they said to one another, Yahweh remembers us. So it was like some type of cold vortex that hit. You see what I'm saying? But notice that I found it very interesting. The star of Bethlehem that we read in the scriptures that the wise men followed to locate where Messiah or where Yahshua was. And then y'all, that actually was a ship according to this. Huh? And who was on the ship? Moses. Moses was on the ship descending. And what was Moses descending for? Moses was descending to deliver the Elias and his angelic hosts, you know what I mean, and freedom from the lower heavens, and allow them to witness Etheria, or the higher heavens, or the emancipated heavens of the Creator. Wow. Why? And why was Moses on this ship to do that? Because he the one that put the curse on Pharaoh when Pharaoh had us in bondage. So he was the only one that could deliver. Dig? So yeah, the Star of Bethlehem was a starship. If y'all understand that, go ahead and give me a 8 up in the chat. All right. Now we dealing with, now that makes sense. The star was moving and everything dealing with the so-called wise men. And then it stood over the place, according to the biblical narrative, stood over the place where the birth was. So the star is moving. Could be a ship, huh? Look at this. Gaphania, the chief angel of the Louis, knew beforehand what the birth would be, and he sent out around the Essene encampments extra guardian angels. Ooh-wee. And these notified the descending hosts of heaven of what was near at hand. So the messengers from heaven stayed until after the child Yahshua was born, acquainting Elias of the time ahead when Moses and Elijah with their hosts would come to complete the deliverance of the spirits of the Egyptians whom Moses had colonized in the atmosphere. You see that? So now it's time to deliver them. After they did their work in righteousness, after they spent hundreds of years in the lower heavens, after they were cast into hell and then into more torment and chaos. They were delivered, judged. You got to go do you a wonderful work in righteousness. Now it's time for you to get up out of here. It just so happened they were released up out of here during the birth of Yahshua. That's hard. That's hard. That was a ship that was coming to deliver an angelic host. And it played out right at the time when Yahshua was being born. I said, boy, that's classic there, boy. Elias said, thank Yahweh. Look what Pharaoh doing now. Thank Yahweh, Jehovah. I shall once more look upon Moses' face. When the birth was completed, when Yahshua was born, the angels of heaven re-entered their what? Starship. Bag drop, boy. What's we even talking about around here? Bag drop. The Star of Bethlehem is a starship. Didn't know that, When the birth was completed, the angels of heaven re-entered their starship and hastened back to paradise. God's heavenly seat. We cooking now. We cooking now. Y'all getting some understanding. Give your brother a 9 up in the chat. Y'all get some understanding. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Let me check the chat. Make sure everybody good. The Pythagoreans, yep. That was the brotherhood. That was the brotherhood up around Greece, if I ain't mistaken, that lived outside of society, lived in communities, wasn't chewing on animal sandwiches, wasn't sacrificing animals, wasn't into the warfare and the tribal warfare and the bondage, slavery, none of that. These brotherhoods of light, y'all, was all over this earth, and they all lived by the same code and had never met each other. Never had met each other. You dig? I see y'all in the building. Bless up. Marcus Israel, my brother in the building. Omaha, Nebraska in the building. Bless up, brother. Bless up, bless up. All right, we in the book of Eskra and OSP, chapter 43. We just proved that, well, we just showed, according to OSP, that Yahshua and his parents was rolling with the Essenes. We just showed that, which makes sense when we go into that scene literature later on and tie it all together. That makes sense. And how were the Essenes rocking? Fruits and vegetables. No flesh, no fish. Against warfare and having a physical leader. I mean, you have a priester, but he ain't in charge of your life. Now look at this. When Joshua was grown up, Yahshua. When Joshua was grown up and ready for his labor, God provided a host of 100 million angels. 100 million angels to make a line of light from his holy counsel down to the earth. And they made it so. You heard that? It's time for him to, it's time for you to do your work. You ever ask yourself how many angels have been ordained? How many angels have been ordained to watch over us, watch over and establish a line of light? You understand? Because that's what we out here doing. We laboring in righteousness to raise up our brothers and sisters, to raise up humanity when you're done talking. You dig? That whole illusion of racism and race, all that's going to be out the window shortly. See, and everybody's zeal to prove who they are genetically, you ain't did nothing but prove what Yahweh said was going to happen. You did. Look, everybody is mixed up. Go get a DNA test. You ain't finna come back 100% of nothing. All mixed up. You did. A lot of us grew up knowing. Look, a lot of us grew up instinctively knowing that we were Aboriginal. That we had Aboriginal. When I say Aboriginal, you know today is Native American or whatever. A lot of us knew we were what they call Native American or Indians. That we had that in us. That is us. A lot of us knew that. You know what I mean? A lot of us knew that. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's like we gotta get past the illusion of racism and that race card, because that ain't got nothing to do with the emancipated or the higher heavens. According to the earth, you may be an Israelite. According to the earth, I'm an Israelite. You dig? But based off the understanding and based off what we talking about, when anyone asks you where you from, you let them know you represent the brotherhood that encompasses, that surrounds the heavens and beyond. For only a miserable soul believes he's born in some corner of this earth. See, you claiming who you are, I'm talking about on that level, does nothing for you but stroke your ego a little taste, but it has nothing to do with your spiritual progression. Nothing. Nothing. Look at this, verse 2. And God provided a guardian host of who? 2 billion angels to protect the line of communication, for it was a time of war in heaven and earth. So not only did he make some angels provide a line of light down to Yahshua from God's throne, he also provided 2 billion more angels to protect that line of communication or that line of light. Why? Because it's wartime. All right. Now we're going to jump on down to the next chapter, because that's going into more when Moses came more into detail dealing with Pharaoh. Let's go into the doctrines of Yahshua and his death. All right. God's book of Eskra, chapter 44, doctrines of Yahshua or Yahshua and his death. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. All right, where we at? All right. Somebody stuck on the flesh. What man, HICKMAN? Yeah, that's my bro. You my YAH'KI? Yeah. Salute to God. That's my bro, man. Much love. Much love. Dude, just talked to my brother a couple days ago, actually. Nothing but love to my brother, man. He doing major work out there. Shout out to the guy, YAH'KI. You dig? Okay, chapter 44, Eskra, doctrines of Joshua and his death. God said, these are my doctrines as I talk through Yahshua or Joshua. All right. And these are images. I'm not into no type of images. I'm going to keep it pushing. You dig? But I'd love to be transparent, though. All right. We ain't had nothing over here. Nothing. All right. Verse 2. These are the doctrines, right? We're going to compare and contrast. All right. You shall keep the 10 commandments of Moses. You shall not engage in war nor abet war. You shall eat no flesh of any animal, fish, bird, fowl, or creeping thing that the Creator created alive. These are the doctrines that's taught through or by Yahshua according to this. You shall eat no flesh of any animal, fish, bird, fowl, or creeping thing. Or creeping thing that Yahweh created alive. You should dwell in families, communities, in the manner of who? The ancient Israelites, who held all things in common. You should have no king or queen, nor bow down in worship to any, except who? Your creator. Your creator. Everybody else is a brother or sister of yours. You should not call on the name of angels to worship them. Facts. Because angels were one-time men. A lot of people don't realize that. Nor to counsel with them on the affairs of earth. Earthly matters. You know what I mean? You communing with angels to find out the, I don't know, the lotto numbers, the Powerball numbers or something like that. Right? You ain't supposed to be doing that. You ain't supposed to be doing that. Now look at this right here. You shall love your neighbor as yourself and do to your fellow man as you would have him do to you. Sound familiar? You should return good for evil and pity to those who sin. It has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but I say return good for evil. And if a man hits you on one cheek, turn the other to him also. And let me say this too. A lot of us don't understand the chaos that we bring on the angels who are prepared to receive your spirit at the time of death when you kill someone. It brings so much affliction on them angels. They got to labor so hard to restore that spirit. Because when you die, you're basically a newborn spirit, birthed into the spirit realm. And if you died in violence or chaos or being murdered and all that, you understand? Your soul or spirit is birthed into chaos. And there are angels that have to deliver and restore your spirit to some type of level of being calm. You know what I mean? Now, imagine how many people die daily. Now, imagine how many of them die violently. See, so this is the reason for the non-resistance, right? And that's the reason for when you see someone or a group of them coming who is of a higher caliber and more power, get out the way, man. Move. Go somewhere else and turn. We're going to go somewhere else and turn that wilderness into a paradise. But get out the way. You are not it's the creator's land. You ain't supposed to be selling it nor spilling blood over it. So that's what that's about. It ain't about you being soft, right? It's just letting you know, like, look, you responsible for the blood you put in these streets. You're responsible for that. All right? Now look at this. The man shall have only one wife and the woman only one husband. I know Negro mad at that one, boy. As the children honor the father, so will the family be blessed with peace and plenty. That's right. Remember that all things are of the creator and you are what? His servants to help one another. What's so evil about what we read? Millie Mouth Negroes is pissed, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Pissed at this. But everything we read is righteous. Burn some of the sandalwood real quick, y'all. Everything we read is righteous. What's wrong? We remember that all things are of Yahweh or Jehovah, and you are his servants to help one another. That's what you're here to do. We're here to help and assist each other in resurrection, rising up. Makes sense. Makes sense. No big eyes, no little U's. We together. We together. You know what I mean? No big eyes and little U's. Nah, you don't want to deal with that though, huh? Look at this right here. So, and how you serve the creator is based off the righteous work you do unto your neighbor or do unto whoever. All right. And as much as you do these services to one another, so do you serve Yahweh. Look at this. Behold only the virtues and wisdom in your neighbor. His faults you should not discover. That's wisdom right there. Here you go. Can't wait to go gossip and Joan on his brother or his sister for their shortcomings or whatever they got going on in life. How about we, from this moment on, we only deal with the virtue. We only perceive the virtue and wisdom in our neighbor. We talk about what they doing that's good. Like, bro, I see what you're doing, man. Stick with that. Sister, I see you. You over there shining. Stick with that. Bringing up no past, mistakes and shortcomings and sins. And no. You gain an enemy like that. Remember, our job is to what? Our job is to help each other in resurrection and assist each other. So the best way to do that is to encourage your brothers and sisters, man. Sister, I see what you're doing. Keep doing that. Sometimes that's all a person needs. You don't know what nobody going through in their mind or in their mentals. Sometimes all somebody needs is a word of encouragement. Like, I've been peeping you do that. Behold only the virtues and wisdom in your neighbor. His faults you shall not discover. His matters are with who? His creator. Huh? His creator. His matters are with his creator. No need you. Oh man, that brother is over there. You know what I mean? He got this going on and that going on. He's smoking on some of that good Zaza. He over there drinking like a fish. He over there with multiple white man. Look, the only thing you supposed to be talking about is the good that you perceive in your neighbor. And always be somebody they can come talk to. Because once pressure get too heavy, you got to let it go. And eventually they're going to come holler at you. If you somebody that they can come talk to without you becoming so religiously zealous. Nah, man, look, we all go through. I told y'all when we first started, pray for your brother. I got the same family and life issues as you. All right. So I thought that was interesting. Where he letting it be known. Stop talking about the bad your neighbor and them is doing or his faults. Only perceive his wisdom and virtue. Why? Because his matters are with his creator. And so about this, if he's doing something against his creator, he already know it. Creator be on you right here, boy. You can't even look at yourself in the mirror. Now look at this right here. Do not call on the name of any God or Lord in worship. Or worship Yahweh, Jehovah only. And how do you worship Jehovah? Through the righteous works done unto others. You see that? And when you pray, let it be in this manner. Y'all listen. Jehovah, who rules in heaven and earth, hallowed be your name, and reverend among men. Sufficient for me is my daily bread. And as much as I forget those who trespass against me, so forgive me and make me steadfast to shun temptation. For all honor and glory are yours. For all honor and glory are yours. For all honor and glory are yours. Worlds without end. Amen. To visit the sick and distressed, the helpless and blind, and to relieve them, to provide for the widow and orphan, and keep yourself unspotted before men. These are the way of redemption. It ain't saying nothing about no feast days, no fringes, how you pronounce the name. What else a millie mouth Hebrew will get mad at you over? It's real basic. Visit the sick and distressed, the helpless and blind, and to relieve them. In other words, get out here, y'all, start doing righteous work unto others, your loved ones, and even those you don't know. That proves if you are a servant of Jehovah or Yahweh. That proves if you rolling with the Creator only by the righteous work you're doing unto others. Remove every idol out of your heart. Strive to be righteous and by doing righteous work unto others. And work on purity of the body. Eliminate those animals. Start there. These are the way of redemption. Look at this. You should take no part in the governments of men. But observe the will of the Creator, being obedient to all governments for his sake. So we not talking about overthrowing America. Not even a little bit. But guess what? We ain't senators either. We ain't congressmen either. Look at this. All men are the children of one Father, who is Jehovah. And whoever chooses him and keeps his commandments is his chosen. That kills all the tribal warfare. That kills you bragging and getting puffed up because you an Israelite. If you really an Israelite, you really a faithist, get to work. What work? By labor in righteousness to resurrect humanity. Labor in righteousness to raise up your fellow man. See, you feel that spirit starting to rise up in you that hates what I just said and what we just read. That right there is the spirit of them false gods you've been in agreement with this whole time. Because nothing I just said should offend anyone. All men are the children of one Father, who is the Creator. And whoever chooses him and keeps his commandments is his chosen. Bag drop, boy. Bag drop. Bag drop. What is we even talking about? No more tribal warfare. To preserve the seed of his chosen, you should only wed with the chosen. You should only be married to those that's serving your creator by doing righteous work unto others. Wow. Do not contend with any man for opinion's sake, nor for any earthly thing. Exactly. You over a bar fighting over if LeBron is better than MJ. Who cares? Who cares? Right? You ain't supposed to be fighting over no opinion. All right. And let your speech be for others' joy. Or do not open your mouth if your words will give pain. You hear that? We got a lot of work to do. I include myself in that. Include myself in that one, boy. Do you know that whenever we open our mouths up, it's supposed to be for the purpose of bringing joy to someone? If it's gonna bring pain, if it's gonna cause somebody to go into a bout of depression, huh? Nah, that can't work. That ain't even supposed to be coming out your mouth. Close your mouth. How about that? Close your mouth. If what you saying ain't gonna be joyful to the next brother and sister, don't even speak on it. Close your mouth. Look at this. Therefore, be considerate with your speech. And this is what Yahshua is teaching under the inspiration of true God, his brother, who got that from the creator, his father. Look at this. Therefore, be considerate with your speech, teaching others by gentleness and love to be respectful toward all men. Look at this. Preserve the sacred days of the Rabbahs and the rites and ceremonies of the Imeth Akava. Now, when we get a chance to read that, I just finished reading that. That's in a wasp too. Powerful. A lot of things have been stolen. You know what I mean? A lot of things have been stolen and an evil spin has been put on it. A lot of this information is yours. All right. One day we'll go over the rites and ceremonies of the faith, or the Imeth. Y'all see that? Imeth in Hebrew means faith. Faith. Those are rites and ceremonies of the faiths, or Israelites. Look at this, verse 29. For 3 years, Joshua traveled among the Israelites, preaching and restoring the ancient doctrines. So if he had to preach this and restore it, that means most of the Israelites didn't have the light of the Creator. Didn't even have it. And there were gathered in groups of 10s, 20s, and 50s more than 2,000 Israelites of the ancient order Moses, who became steadfast followers of the teachings of Yahshua. But because of persecution by the apostate Jews, they kept themselves aloof from the world, having signs and passwords by which they knew one another. So the faith is their scenes, and them used to communicate through the hand signs and passwords. Today you see fraternities and sororities with the hand signs and passwords. Today you see the gang banging. You think all this comes from mudras and all that, dealing with the yoga and all that. The mudras, hand signs, hand signals. Our people were doing that in righteousness, having signs and passwords by which they knew one another. A lot of our people are doing that same type of behavior, but in darkness. Look at this. First the god Baal, and after him Thoth, inspired the kings and rulers against these faiths. And now we know who came against us. Look at this. All right. And Thoth is another name for the angel that was dealing that created Islam. Jabril, believe it or not. Look at this. And they proved them by commanding them to eat flesh and eat swine's flesh, which if they refused was sufficient evidence or testimony under the laws to convict them of being enemies against the God. So that's how they tested us back in the day. Pull that barbecue grill on over here. Grab that boy Cosmine Cow, get him over here. Grab some of that hog head cheese. and make him eat it. If he refuses, then we know he's a faithist. Then we know he's a faithist. Dang, look at it. So they were scourged and put to death whenever found. Now it came to pass that Joshua went into Jerusalem to preach. And then not many days after that, he was accused of preaching who? The Creator, Jehovah. And he was arrested. And while being carried to prison, he said, what? You are hypocrites and blasphemers. You practice none of the commandments, but all the evils of Satan. Behold, the temple shall be split in two, and you shall become vagabonds on the earth. At that, the multitude cast stones upon him and killed him. And Jehovah, Yahweh, sent a chariot of fire and bore his soul to paradise. Salute. That's hard. But in her, Yahshua is not crucified. He's stoned. And that's how the Hebrews killed people back in the day. Stoned them. He did that. But what I found interesting was that Yahshua's spirit of soul went right to paradise. You know what I mean? So if y'all get some understanding so far in the chat, give me a one up in the chat. Bless up, bless up, bless up. So that's a story right there. That's a story right there about Yahshua. All right, our brethren, big brother Yahshua. You know what I mean? That's one of that right there is one of the many stories. Let me check this chat real quick. Yeah, being stoned does make more sense, don't it? Makes more sense. All right, I see y'all in the building. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Let's keep moving up. Let's keep moving. I want to share something with y'all. See something. I'm going to have to go to the entire screen on this one. Beam. Beam. Click on that. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, Caleb, I know, man. You still in denial, but it's okay. It's okay, bro. It's all right. Everything gonna be all right. All right, you got the real thought and you got the fake one. So it's all good. All right, now let's drop that right here. Let's get over here. You be about ready to pop. And Caleb, calm down, bro. You be about ready to pop a damn blood vessel when a wasp get posted online. You be like, bro, calm the hell down. It ain't even that damn serious, bro. It really ain't, man. It really ain't. All right, right here. We're going to go to the Gospel of the Holy 12 or the Gospel of the Nazarenes, all right? And that's the thing about any of this, y'all. Just, hey, chew the fruit, spit out the seeds. That's it. That's it. I hear you going out too. You ain't gonna make me chew on no damn hog head cheese. Period. Period. All right, so this right here, the Gospel of the Holy 12 or Gospel of the Nazarenes. All right. It says right here. The Gospel of the Nazarenes, also known as the Gospel of the Holy 12, is the very gospel that was repeatedly mentioned and described by many commentators of the early church as the original teaching of the Nazarene, called Christ, translated from the original Aramaic by Gideon Jasper Richard Ousley. Another white man. Another white man. You got to get past that. They got all of it. Even when you're dealing with the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Vatican got that and held it away from the public for 50 years before they let it all out in fragments. A lot of our ancient history is fragmented. So that means the people who are putting these things together in ways of putting their own little spin on it. Because you got to fill in the blanks. Like if this right here says, in the beginning, God, and then this over here says, God rested, and there's nothing in between. Everything else is fragmented. By the time you get something and read it, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void. And then by the time you get all the way over, and God rested from all his works. Everything in between, in the beginning, God and God rested. everything in between that, and I'm just giving an example, everything in between that came from the mind of the translators who are trying to make the fragmented papyrus or the fragmented text make sense. A lot of the ancient history is fragmented. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to deal with that, man. That's true. But notice what it said, translated from the original Aramaic. All right. When you look up Gideon Jasper, Richard Ousley, he's a white man. All right. Just what it is. All right. Now, I'm going to go to the table of contents. Show y'all something real quick. Go to the table of contents. Let's look at this. Yeah, this is really looking, and that's all we doing is researching. That's all you doing. You ain't doing nothing original. You're going back over the information those people that found before you. That's all you doing. All right. There's nothing else you're doing. You're researching. You're going back over what somebody else already searched out. Ain't damn one of you Negroes took a pickaxe and went and digged up somewhere in the Middle East somewhere or in Africa. Ain't damn one of you. All right. You're going over the information somebody else found and seeing if you can see something else. All right. Now look at this right here. This is Gospel of the Nazarene, chapter 46, the Transfiguration on the Mount, the giving of the law. I'm going to go down to the law because I want y'all to hear and see how he dealt with the law. All right. Right here. Start at verse 7. Let's see if it reminds you of what we just read in OASP. Powerful. Look at this right here. And Jesus said unto them, behold, a new law I give unto you, which is not new but old, even as Moses gave the 10 commandments to Israel after the flesh. So also I give unto you the 12 for the kingdom of Israel after what? The spirit. So he's saying what I'm saying to you is not new. It's old. Right? You got even OASP telling you in the beginning, nothing in here is new or original. The same things you hear in this book was said thousands of years ago. And it makes this boast that it's not perfect. You got other spiritual texts that tell you it's holy. Holy this, holy that. You got a wasp, you just say a wasp. And it makes this boast it's not holy, nor does it have information in it that was not known thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. And people still got a problem with it. Look at this. Verse 7. And Yahshua or Jesus said to them, behold, a new law given to you, which is not new but old. Even as Moses gave the 10 commandments to Israel after the flesh, so also I give unto you the 12 disciples for the kingdom of Israel after the spirit. For who are the Israel of God? Who are the Israel of God? Even they of who? Every nation. Wow. Every nation and tribe who work righteousness, love mercy, and keep my commandments. These are the true Israel of God. And standing upon his feet, Yahshua spake, saying, Hear, O Israel, Jehovah, thy God is one. Many are my prophets and servants. In me all live and move and have substance. You shall not take away the life of any creature. You shall not take away the life of any creature for your pleasure, nor for your profit, nor yet torment it. You should not steal the goods of any, nor gather lands and riches to yourselves. Really? Look at this. Look at this. Beyond your need or use. Look at this. Verse 12. You shall not eat the flesh, nor drink the blood of any slaughtered creature, nor yet anything which bringeth the disorder to your health or senses. Look at that. Look at that right there. Same thing was being said over and over. Same exact thing. You should not eat the flesh, nor drink the blood of any slaughtered creature, nor yet anything which bringeth disorder to your health or senses. So we called to be responsible for what we put in our bodies. You did? Just as your brother, I'll let y'all in on a little something. I had to stop even drinking the little that I do drink. I'm talking about alcohol. Just the way it was doing my body. I had to let that go. Like, man, I can't even deal with that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about even down to the wine. It's just the way it had been making me feel was just like, nah, I ain't even dealing with that. I'm cool. You dig? But that just take for, to arrive at a certain situation and learn and actually learn from the experience you're going through. You gotta learn from that. For me, I had to get off that liquor. Like, man, I'm cold. I wasn't never no alcoholic anyway, but still, I can't even deal with it. You know what I mean? I had my first shirt. We get together as brethren and get to getting fifths and sitting up laughing and cooking. And boy, hey, look, boy, you already know what time it is. Look at this right here. You should not eat the flesh nor drink the blood of any slaughtered creature, nor yet anything which bringeth disorder to your health or senses. Nothing that brings disorder to your who? Health. Look at Yahshua over here talking about health. Talking about health, y'all. Health. Wow. Wow. Yeah. You're responsible for this vessel. You're responsible for this vessel you call your body or this temple. You should not make impure marriages. Look at this. Look at this. Especially coming out the Israelite community, boy. Look, there's a lot of quote unquote so-called impure marriages. You know what I mean? That's the truth. You should not make impure marriages where love and health are not. They're going health again. Right? Your marriage is supposed to be a healthy one. Healthy marriage. You shall not make impure marriages where love and health are not. Wow, that's powerful. The Nazarene, Yahshua the Nazarene was talking about health, dealing with herbs and healing and laying on hands. And you understand? But the any marriages that are, or any covenants that are made, are supposed to be based on love and health, man. All right. You should not make impure marriages where love and health are not, nor yet corrupt yourselves or any creature made pure by the holy. You should not bear false witness against any, nor willfully deceive any by a lie to hurt them. Look at that. You should not do unto others as ye would not that others should do unto you. Makes sense, right? That makes sense. Look at this. You shall worship one eternal, the Father, Mother in heaven, of whom are all things, and reverence the holy name. Because there's masculine and feminine dealing with Creator, positive and negative. Why is it hard for you to believe? Genesis 1:27 says what? In the image of God made he them, male and female. And we wonder why there ain't no balance. Ain't no balance in the marriage, or no balance in the covenants. And we out here making. You know what I mean? It's either the covenant is either overly masculine or overly feminine. Either he a chump sucker getting the fire slapped out of him like Julian. What was that movie back in the day? Was it The Best Man? That boy was girded at the paps like a chump. His little girl Phoebe come walking in there, Julian. That boy click his heels, back get all straight, rectum get all tight. Phoebe. Oh, it's overly masculine. Eat the cake, anime. Ain't no balance there, man. You dig? It's supposed to be balance in life, period, but especially in a marriage. Balance. Balance that on out, man. Brothers that got these sisters in bondage, man, let them free. Set them free. Those are daughters of the Creator. You dig? There you go, trying to control every aspect of her life. She can't have no phone, no friends, no. That's the quickest way to get rid of her. Because eventually she gonna stop believing that little boogeyman story you telling her. Or eventually she ain't gonna be bound by those fear tactics you talking about. And guess what she gonna do? Leave your ass. Nah, man, the Creator is against bondage. Right? A marriage should not be bondage. Slavery. Shouldn't be that. You know what I mean? You a man, you a woman, you know how to handle up. You dig? Handle your business as a son or a daughter of the Creator, period. But stop with all this trying to subject your woman or the women trying to subject they men. I know a Negro who used to get his gums bloody. He used to punch this nigga in the mouth. He crying and and now all of a sudden this nigga's tough now. I was like, oh, man, look, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere before I pull a picture up and show you, I ain't gonna do you, because we only supposed to be talking about the virtue. So I ain't even gonna do you. But what I'm saying is all that's an unhealthy, unproductive marriage. Either way, either it's overly feminine or it's overly masculine. Balance out, man. Balance out. You know what I mean? Ask your woman, give me some of that wisdom. What you see? You know what I mean? Sisters, ask your men, like, hey, I really need you to protect me. You understand? Like, look, you lead, I follow. Whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Say whatever is necessary to bring out the God and goddess in each other. How about that? And we ain't doing that for the most part. You dig? Look at this right here. Look at this right here. It says, I read that one already. Look at this. Right here, verse 17. You should revere your fathers and your mothers on earth, whose cares for you, and all the teachers of righteousness. Verse 18. You should cherish and protect the weak and those who are oppressed and all creatures that suffer wrong. Look at that. Yeah, warrior faith, this boy. Look at this. You shall work with your hands the things that are good and seemly. So shall you eat the fruits of the earth and live long in the land. You shall purify yourselves daily and rest the seventh day from labor, keeping holy the Sabbaths and the festivals of your God. Look at this. You shall do unto others as ye would that others should do unto you. And when the disciples heard these words, and it goes on, they smote on the breast and all that. They smote upon their breast, saying, wherein we have offended. O God, forgive us, and may thy wisdom, love, and truth within us incline our hearts to love and keep this holy law. Look at that right there. Huh? Look at that. So we see that Joshua and Awaspi, and Yahshua in the gospel of the Nazarenes basically are teaching the same doctrine. If you agree, give me a 1 up in the chat. If you disagree, give me a 2 and tell me why. Tell me why you disagree. Yahshua or Joshua and Awaspi and Yahshua in the gospel of the Nazarenes are teaching basically the same exact doctrine. Give me a 1 if you agree. Or give me a 2 if you disagree. And then if you disagree, please tell me why. Please tell me why. Let's keep cooking. Let me show some more. All right. Let me show some more. This is a good read here. Now we're gonna go on back to like chapter 5, chapter 6 up in there. All right. I'm reading out the old. Well, I'm reading it right now. I'm in the gospel of the Nazarenes. Let me go ahead and pull it up, my sister. My sister YAH'KI. This is what I'm reading out of right now. Show you. We in the gospel of the Holy 12 or the gospel of the Nazarenes. All right, that's the book we in. My phone running slow. Y'all gotta forgive you, brother. All right. It is what it is, family. Everybody getting some understanding. So that's where we at right there. That's the PDF, but you can get online and order it, sis. Do your thing. Okay. Let's go some more. Let's dive some more into this. We're gonna go to chapter. Is it 5? Now we're gonna go to chapter 6. Chapter 6. The childhood and youth. Childhood and youth of Yahshua or Jesus Christ. He delivers a lion from the hunters. Right, and this is an interesting read too, because it goes into not just when he was born or when he was a young child, but also his teenage years. Ooh-wee. Teenage years of Yahshua. What he was doing. What really happened. Some good reading. And again, if it resonates with you, deal with it. If it don't, just keep it moving, man. It's all good. You know, you Negroes offended at your animal sandwiches, you be all right. Look at this right here. The childhood and youth of Yahshua HaMashiach, he delivered a line from the hunters. Now, Joseph and Mary, his parents, went up to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And they observed the feast. Look how they observed. Shout out to my Nazarites. And they observed the feast after the manner of their brethren, who abstained from bloodshed and the eating of flesh and from strong drink. And when he was 12 years old, he went to Jerusalem with them after the custom of the feast. Ball game, boy. Everybody didn't celebrate Passover the same way. Yahshua and them was Nazarites. It was Nazarites or Nazarenes, meaning Nazarites and Essenes. You know what I mean? So they stayed away from they never ate the flesh. You know what I mean? They never killed an animal to bring some type of sustenance to themselves. They was on a whole nother level, you dig? But that shows you that what was revealed in Owaspy, and then this, what I'm reading is 1st century. So where we at now? Right? When I go into the Clementine literature, when I go into the Nazarene Gospels and all that, y'all, that's 1st century we talking about. Damn near 1900 years before Owaspy even came out. Or was revealed, how it was revealed. You did? And we seen the same things. Why is that? Because during this time period right here, the Essenes were the ones that had the light. You know what I mean? This is the 24th arc cycle. If you're talking about 2,000 years ago, that's the 24th arc cycle. You know what I mean? Time is measured in arcs. All right. Each cycle is roughly 3,000 years. All right. But you get all the timetables of prophecy and cosmogony and prophecy in Owaspy. It lays the whole timeline out like, dang, that's crazy. So during the 24th arc cycle, the Essenes were the ones that had the light. And there were many branches of Essenes. Nazarenes was one of them, you know what I mean? But they was the ones that had the light. And you see what was being taught: to abstain from warfare, to abstain from bloodshed, to abstain from chewing on the backs and loins. It's a tender loin. Boy, that's loin meat. You understand what you eat? Oh, man, that's the upper loin. You know, it ain't the lower loin. You're done talking, it's still loin meat. You see what I'm saying? So, bro, they abstained from the sacrifices, the bloodshed, the animal sandwiches, somebody being king and queen over there. They was totally against it, and they lived their lives in communities. They mobilized in communities and shared their resources and information in communities of 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s, and all that. That's how they got down. All right, but notice Yahshua and his household kept the feast after the manner of their brethren. Not how all Israel was keeping the feast of Passover. Their brethren, who were their brethren according to what we've been reading. The Essenes and the Essenes and Nazarites. Look at it. All right, and when he was 12 years old, he went up to Jerusalem with them after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, look at this. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Yahshua tarried behind in Jerusalem. And his parents knew not of it, but they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not, turned back to Jerusalem seeking him. Look at this. And it came to pass, after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. This is 12 years old, right? Look at it. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, your father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wish ye not that I must be in my parents' house, my father's house? But remember, there's male and there's two sides to Creator. Creator's balance, male and female. All right. If that offends you, go read Genesis 1:27. In the image of God made he them, Male and female made he them. And he called their name, the male and female, Adam. I think Ahuba, Ima Ahuba, she may have that link. If you got the PDF, Ahuba, please send it to the sister. Post your email in the chat, and hopefully sister can send it to you. I don't know if NehemiYAH on her or not. He probably ain't. But NehemiYAH could send it to you if he was on there. All right. But look at this right here. Right here. And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them, but his mother kept all these sayings in her heart. And a certain prophet seeing him and said unto him, behold, the love and the wisdom of God are one in thee. Therefore, in the age to come shall you be called YHWH'S, balance. For by the Christ shall God save mankind, which now is verily as the bitterness of the sea, but it shall yet be turned into sweetness. But to this generation the bride shall not be manifest, nor yet to the age to come. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them. And he made wheels and yokes and tables also with great skill. And Yahshua increased in stature and in favor with God and man. And on a certain day, the child Yahshua came to a place where a snare was set for birds. And there were some boys there, and Yahshua said to them, who have set this snare for the innocent creatures of God? Behold, in the snare shall they in like manner be caught. And he beheld 12 sparrows as it were dead. And he moved his hands over them and said to them, go, fly away. And while ye live, remember me. And they arose and fled away, making a noise. And the Jews, seeing this, were astonished and told it unto the priests. And other wonders did the child, and flowers were seen to spring up beneath his feet, and where there had been naught but barren ground before. And his companions stood in awe of him. And in the 18th year of his age, Yahshua teenager. Yahshua teenager. And in the 18th year of his age, we never read about him being a teenager. We read about him being 12, didn't we? But we never read about him being a teenager. Okay? And in the 18th year of his age, Yahshua was espoused. He got engaged unto Miriam. Is this Mary Magdalene? I don't know. We'll see. A virgin of the tribe of Judah, with whom he lived 7 years. And she died, for God took her, that he might go on to the higher things which he had to do, and to suffer for the sons and daughters of men. So he got engaged. He wasn't technically married. You know what I mean? In that culture, once you, with that proper understanding, once you decide to lay down, that's your wife. So according to this, when Yahshua was 18, he had what do you call it? He's engaged, but he had a bride to be. He did that he lived with for about 7 years, but quote unquote, God took her so that he can continue his work. It did. According to this, that's what this says. Look at this. And Yahshua, after that, he had finished his study of the law, went down again into where? Egypt. Look at him. Down in Kemet. Look at it. Look at this right here. This is interesting. Remember, he's 18. And Yahshua, after he had finished his study of the law, went down again into Egypt, that he might learn the wisdom of the Egyptians, even as Moses did. And going into the desert, he meditated and fasted and prayed, and obtained the power of the holy name, by which he worked many miracles. He out there in that desert, boy, getting that vortexian energy up. Fasting, meditating, and praying. And he was on a high level right out the gate. Look at this. And for 7 years, he conversed with God face to face, and he learned the language of birds and of beasts, and the healing powers of trees and of herbs. Shout out to all the herbalists out here, man. All the holistic brothers and sisters striving to bring healing to mankind. You dig? Look at this. And the healing powers of trees and of herbs and of flowers and the hidden secrets of precious stones. Shout out to my brothers and sisters into the healing stones and the crystals and all that. He did. Yahshua was into that too. The herbs, the powers of trees. Dirt, not the power of the trees and the herbs, good. Hold on. And the flowers and the hidden secrets of precious stones. And he learned, look at what he learned. And he learned the motions of the sun. Hold on, so the sun has a motion? The sun ain't sitting still, it has motion. And learn the motions of the sun and the moon and the stars. So that means the heavens are in motion. The heavens are in motion. Look at this. Look at this right here. And it says, and learn the motions of the sun and the moon and the stars and the powers of the letters, powers of the Hebrew alphabet, the alphabet. All right, which is really Phoenician. But nonetheless, it's still a very, very powerful language. Look at this. And mysteries of the square and circle. So he understood the mysteries. Yahshua went down to Egypt to learn in the mystery schools what's going on. And every culture had the mystery schools. He went and learned the high knowledge, the high science, became an adept and raised up. What do you mean the mysteries of the square and circle? So with some jewels hidden behind these shapes, everybody getting offended about, huh? And the transmutation of things, and of forms, and of numbers. Somebody was talking about numerology earlier, right? Hey, please forget you. Yeah, right here. It is. Now certain people will hear all this, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's all witchcraft." But we see Yahshua as a teenager and in his early 20s learning all this. So I would never tell a brother or sister, don't get into cosmogony or cosmology or astrology. But don't get into the stones and crystals. And don't get into the healing powers of the trees and the herbs. And I ain't tell you do none of that. Like if your spirit or soul is thirsty, then go get it quenched. You understand? You should never feel bad about investigating this thing you call life, because that's what you're here to do. Learn. All right. But look what Yahshua was learning though. Look at all this. The mysteries of the square and circle and transmutation of things and of forms and of numbers and of signs. From thence he returned to Nazareth to visit his parents, and he taught there and in Jerusalem as an accepted rabbi, even in the temple, none hindering him. But notice he had to get out there and learn, meditate, fast, pray, go to great cultures like Kemet and all that, and other cultures. You dig? And learn about the healing powers of trees and herbs and flowers, and learn about the precious stones and the secrets of the crystals and the stones. Learn cosmogony, learn astrology, learn how the heavens operate. Even got down to the shapes. Learn the mysteries of the square and the circle and how things transmutate, forms and numbers and signs. Then he came back and did what? Taught as an accepted rabbi in Jerusalem. Bag drop, boy. What is we even talking about here? And you got all these mealy mouth Negroes online calling everything that breathe witchcraft, everything that breathe wickedness. No, it's just you don't understand. No, I just, you mealy mouth Negroes in darkness. That's it. And I see over 2 years ago, we started bringing all this out, man. It shook Israel to the core. They was like, oh, no, his name Mali done lost a life, man. And a lot of people that was riding with us fell off. Stop dealing. You understand? That lets you know it was fake love from the jump anyway. It did. It all was fake. It wasn't real. It did, because even if it's a disagreement, we should be able to rap about that, shouldn't we? Better rap about a disagreement. Open up these various spiritual texts that we all researching from the Bible on down, and let's try to get some understanding. But nah, Millie Mouth Negroes ain't want to do that. Don't do that. You rather ignore us. You dig? And thought we was gonna fizzle out or get shamed or whatever. We kept bombing. Y'all see this Nazarene edition part 110? We kept bombing. You dig? 2 years later, now everybody called themselves wanting to debate. All right, then we start debating. I ain't just back outside. I'm back outside debating. 30 balls. 30. Meaning 3-0, both of them. Back to back. All praise to the Creator. You dig? But y'all thought y'all could ignore us and that we would go away. And we just kept loading up. Sharpening our swords more and more. Yeah. When it's time, look, when it's time to go ahead and get it in for real, we're going to bring the house down here. Since y'all want to ignore it, since y'all want to ignore what's coming out over here. And look, they was having counsel. 20 of these mealy mouth Negroes held a counsel against me. It was a video, Hebrews teaching against MALAKIMAC. It was 20 of these niggas. I'm like, good night. And most of them was cats that I basically raised up in this thing. You dig? Where they at? Where all the enemies and naysayers and jawjackers at? Where they at? Because ain't none of them come to the flow. All of them got called out by me personally 2 years ago. Where you at? Yeah, what you think you got, you don't got. And for it on the record, we ain't told you put nothing down. Read whatever you talking about. You read Bible, Quran, read all of it. Just know what you read. Everything ain't of Creator, period. Know what you read. That's all we here to do. You dig? Look at this right here. Now look where else Yahshua went. You know what I mean? Well, Cosmo, they ain't say he was getting no cut up. I mean, men like us that lived with a woman for 7 years, yeah. But they ain't even say. He just was saying he was engaged. You dig? So, you know, he may have been engaged, but never. I know it may be hard to believe for men like us, but he may have been engaged and just never went all the way and sealed the deal. You know, who knows? But look at this right here. It says, and after a time, he went into Assyria. This is Yahshua, y'all. He in Assyria. He in what you call the Mideast and all that. He went to Assyria and India and into Persia. You see that, Cal P? Persia, that's your spot. And into the land of the Chaldeans. Yahshua was doing all this as a teenager in his early 20s, man. You see what's happening? You see what's happening? Man, to everything witchcraft of these superstitious men and women. We see Yahshua dealing with traveling to these countries, dealing with the mystery schools. Right? He don't say nothing about him being an idolater. You know, him dealing with the idols. No, he's learning the information of Creator. In all these spots and showing how, look, all of them got the same understanding. It's just when you're dealing with the orthodox in those areas, they are the ones dealing with the false gods. You know what I mean? That's what that come down to. All right. And after the time, he went into Assyria and India and into Persia and into the land of the Chaldees. And he visited their temples and conversed with their priests and their wise men for many years. Doing what? Many wonderful works. Healing the sick as he passed through their countries. That's powerful. That's powerful. Look at this. And the beast of the field and the beast of the field. And now y'all see, we got all the countries. Go check. Shout out to my brother Bronze Yogi, man. Bronze Yogi in the building. Y'all type, you get on YouTube and type Jesus in India. It blow your mind that the evidence they had to prove that, man. You dig? Look, the evidence is very compelling. I'm telling you, like, when I looked at it, I was like, wow. Wow, that's crazy. The evidence they have is very convincing. Very convincing. And that gives more credence to the gospel of the Nazarenes and all that. You know what I mean? You dig? Look at this again. And he healing the sick as he passed through the country. Look at this. And the beasts of the field have respect unto him, and the birds of the air were in no fear of him, for he made them not afraid. Yea, even the wild beasts of the desert perceived the power of God in him and did him service, bearing him from place to place. Look at him. He got him a drop top camel in this deal, boy. Huh? Got him a drop top camel in this deal. Look at it. For the spirit of divine what? Humanity. For the spirit of divine humanity filling him filled all things around him and made all things subject unto him. And thus shall yet be fulfilled the words of the prophets. It is. The lion shall lie down with the calf, and the leopard with the kid, and the wolf with the lamb, and the bird with the ass, and the with the dove, and a child shall lead them. And none shall hurt or destroy in my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Holy One, even as the waters cover the bed of the sea. And in that day I will make again a covenant with the beasts of the earth and the fowls of the earth and the fishes of the sea and with all created things, and will break the bow and the sword and all the instruments of warfare. Weapons down. That's how we going to change. Faith is going to change the world, Jack, on every level, including banishing the weapons of war out this earth. Weapons down. And how the hell else you going to bring peace? You got to get rid of the weapons of war. Weapons down. And we'll break the bow and the sword of all the instruments of warfare will I banish from the earth. And will make them to lie down in safety and to live without fear. And I will betroth thee unto me forever in righteousness and in peace and in loving kindness, and thou shalt know thy God. And the earth shall bring forth the corn, the wine, and the oil. And I will say unto them which are not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say unto me, thou art our God. And on a certain day, as he was passing by a mountainside near unto the desert, there met him a lion. And many men were pursuing him with stones and javelins to slay him. But Yahshua rebuked them, saying, why hunt ye these creatures of God? I remember I read this to a Negro. They got mad because he actually hunts. Look at it. Even to this day, he still be trying to post us. I was like, man, look, go sit your ass down somewhere, man. You don't know. You don't have a clue about what you talking about. Look at this right here. He said, why hunt ye these creatures of God, which are more noble than you? By the cruelties of many generations that were made the enemies of man, who should have been his friends. If the power of God is shown in them, so also is shown his long suffering and compassion. Cease ye to persecute this creature who desireth not to harm you. See ye not how he fleeth from you and is terrified by your violence. And the lion came and lay at the feet of Yahshua and showed love to him. And the people were astonished and said, lo, this man loveth all creatures and hath power to command even these beasts from the desert, and they obey him. Ooh, if you get some understanding so far, y'all, go ahead and give me 2 up in the chat. Bless up. Let's go here next. We read he was in that scene. It's only right. Let's go to the story of let's go to the Essene gospel of peace. All right. Let's go here. Edmund Bardu Suzuki, another white man. A white man has touched every spiritual text you have. I wish a Millie Mouth Negro would try to bring me a spiritual text that the white man ain't touched. Well, it don't exist. Especially if you're talking about this translated in English. Man, look, you bring me any ancient spiritual text that has been translated into English, you understand, that the white man has not touched. I know. You know what I mean? I'm already here. All right, so the story of the Essene Gospel of Peace, translated by Edmund Bardu Suzuki in 4 volumes. All right, then it goes into the story how he did what he did. And notice, look, I gotta keep it real with you. He had to go deal with Rome to get it. Rome put out your Gospels. Rome finally released the Dead Sea Scrolls. Rome allowed the rabbinical Judaism that you have today. All right, specifically the Flavians. The Flavians. Constantine was a descendant of the Flavians, right? Vespasian, Titus, Dalmatian, all those were Flavians. You see what I'm saying? Rome has controlled all your literature. I don't care if you're talking about Kemet. I don't care what you're talking about. Rome controlled it. So let's read a little bit about how Edmund Bardou-Sezeki. And the thing about this with me, I love to be transparent with the brothers and sisters. I ain't had nothing because I ain't bound to nothing. If I read something and it don't sit well with me, then I skip right over there. No, that sounds weird. That's it. You did, but man is to live off the dictates of his own conscience, because your own, what you call conscience, is the voice of your creator. All right, you've been given many books, but unless you judge them, they will become a trap unto you. And that's what you're seeing today. Our people trapped, and they worship a book. Shout out to Apostle, man. Shout out to a Zyquan Apostle. Even though he be crazy as hell sometimes, he said something that was so true. He said something that was so true yesterday, I think it was, on Sonetta. Shout out to Zyquan Apostle, or Apostle Zyquan. Hey, look, Cal P and Brian Joe do the best Apostle impersonations, man. But shout out to Apostle, right? Because Apostle said something that was powerful. Actually, he said two things. One of the things he said was that, hey, sir, these niggas worship a book. These niggas worship a book. They don't worship God. I say, boy, he ain't lying. That's the truth. That's the truth, because even Apostle would tell you, like, look, yeah, see, the Bible got tampering with it, man. Everybody knows this, right? So that's what he said that was so powerful and true. I've been personally saying that for the longest. And two, he kept it all the way solid and said every ancient text that was used to translate what you have today as the Bible is fragmented. It's fragmented. So if they can't make, so if it's too fragmented, then they're not translating exactly what the original says. The scholarly minds have to come up with something to fill in the blanks between the fragments. And that's true. That's true. I said, you know what, Apostle, that's what's up, man. At least you being honest. You know what I mean? So shout out to Apostle for that, bro. Because, you know what I mean? It take a real one to say, hold on. Look, yes, it's tampered with. We know it's tampered with. This is my proof. All right. And to keep it real, all your ancient texts are completely fragmented. So bad in some cases, to where it's a lot of things being made up and added in to try to make sense of the story that they are reading, to make sense of the fragmented papyrus that is being found. A lot of the Dead Sea Scrolls are fragmented. Read them. You'll see it'll start reading, and then it'll be a gang of dots. It's fragmented, bro. It's fragmented. All right. It's just what it is, man. You gotta look. The first thing we gonna do is keep it real. We gonna keep it real with ourselves and with each other. You know what I mean? We ain't here to be punch drunk and silly when it comes to understanding. No, deal with the information. That way you don't be caught off guard when somebody bring that to you. All right. Look at this. It was 19. This is the Essene Gospel of Peace story, how it was translated. All right, in 4 volumes. It was in 1928. So this is even this right here, the translation of it is after Owaspy. Owaspy is 1881. It was in 1928 that Edmund Bardou-Sezeki first published his translation of Book 1 of the Essene Gospel of Peace, an ancient manuscript he had found in the secret archives of what? The Vatican. I told you, boy, Rome got it all. The Vatican is right there. Yeah. They got it all. What is you talking about? As the result of limitless patience, faultless scholarship, and unerring intuition, this story is told in his book, The Discovery of the Essene Gospel of Peace, published in 1975. The English version of Book 1 appeared in 1937. And ever since, the little volume has traveled over the world, appearing in many different languages, gaining every year more and more readers until now. Still, with no commercial advertisement, over 1 million copies have been sold in the United States alone. Good night. It was not until almost 50 years after the first French translation that Book 2 and Book 3 appeared. The unknown books of the Essenes and the lost scrolls of the Essene brotherhood, achieving rapidly the popularity of Book 1. In 1981, Book 4, The Teachings of the Elect, was published posthumously, meaning after Edmund Boadu-Sezeki died. All right, he ordered for his research in Book 4 to be published after he died, according to Dr. Sezeki wishes, representing yet another fragment of the complete manuscript, which exists in Aramaic in the secret archives of the Vatican in Old Slavonic in the Royal Library of the Habsburgs, now the property of who? The Austrian government. What are you even talking about? Look at it. The poetic style of the translator brings the vivid reality, the exquisitely beautiful words of Jesus, Yahshua, and the elders of the Essene brotherhood. Some of the chapters, the Essene communions, the sevenfold peace, the holy streams of life, light and sound, the gift of the humble grass. Let's get into Book 1. Let's get into Book 1. All right. The Essene Gospel of Peace, Book 1, the original Hebrew and Aramaic text, translated and edited by Edmund Boadu-Sezeki. And then many sick and maimed came to Yahshua, asking him, if you know all things, tell us, why do we suffer with these grievous plagues? Why are we not whole like other men? Master, heal us, that we too may be made strong and need abide no longer in our misery. Look at this right here. We know that you have it in your power to heal all manner of disease. Free us from Satan and from all his great afflictions. Master, have compassion on us. And Yahshua answered, happy are you that you hunger for the truth, for I will satisfy you with the bread of wisdom. Happy are you that you knock, for I will open to you the door of life. Happy are you that you would cast off the power of Satan, for I will lead you into the kingdom of our mother's angels, where the power of Satan cannot enter. And they asked him in amazement, who is our mother? And which are angels? And where is her kingdom? How did Yahshua answer? Shout out to the sisters, man. Your mother is in you. Your mother is in you, and you in her. She bore you. She gives you life. It was she who gave to you your body, and to her shall you one day give it back again. Your mother is Mother Earth, y'all. According to the Bible, what man formed out of the dust of the earth? Look at this. Happy are you when you come to know her and her kingdom. If you receive your mother's angels, and if you do her laws, I tell you truly, he who does these things shall never see disease. He who does these things shall never see disease. For the power of our mother is above all, and it destroys Satan and his kingdom. And he has rule over all your bodies and all living things. Your mother is the very mother you were taken out of, earth. And learn the forces or the laws of nature, or aka your mother's angels. Learn that and live according to that, and guess what? You'll never see disease. And even if you do get sick, you'll know how to go back to your mother, get into the herbs and get into nature to heal yourself. Look at that. All right. It's just instead of saying forces of nature, it's saying the mother's angels. That's all energy. Aren't there healing properties in the air you breathe, the water you drink, the grass you walk on barefoot? Aren't there healing properties and alkaline properties in all the herbs you taking and the fruits you eat and the veggies you eat? Why are we desire? Look, what's the big deal with striving to be healthy? Because we all know deep down that we are responsible for the temple of the Creator, or these vessels, you understand, that we walk around in. right? And believe it or not, majority of your diseases that come upon you are foodborne. They're carried by what you put in your mouth. It's foodborne. Now look at this right here. Look at this. That's why it's dangerous to be a slave to your belly, man. Dangerous. The blood which runs in us is born of the blood of our earthly mother. Her blood falls from the clouds. So your blood is compared to the rain that falls out the clouds. Leaps from the womb of the earth, babbles in the brooks of the mountains, flows wide in the rivers of the plains, sleeps in the lakes, rages mightily in tempestuous seas. The air which we breathe. So we dealing with elements here. Side and got scientific on you, Negroes. Scientific. The master teacher. We already read where he was dealing with the herbs, the healing power of trees and herbs and crystals and stones and the secrets of the circles and the squares and the rotation of the heavenly luminaries. He was dealing with all that. He was in Egypt, up in Greece, India, Persia, Chaldea, Assyria. He all over the place. High level. High level. So we dealing with, when you dealing with water, when you dealing with earth, you dealing with the elements. Water is what? H2O. 2 part hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Now you're dealing with earth. You're dealing with oxygen and nitrogen. And what he's about to show you as we keep reading is how to practically heal yourself. How you can be your own doctor and go and heal yourself by tapping back in with your mama, your mother, Mother Earth, which was created by our Father, the Creator. See how it all tie in? Look at this right here. The air which we breathe is born of the breath of our earthly mother. Her breath is azure in the heights of the heavens, soars in the tops of the mountains, whispers the leaves of the forest, billows over the cornfields, slumbers in the deep valleys, burns hot in the desert. The hardness of our bones is born of the bones of our earthly mother, of the rocks. So not the rocks. Our whole entire structure. You know what I mean? What he's doing is showing how what we are made of is comparable to what you call nature. Whether you talking about breath, whether you talking about blood. Blood is symbolic for the water that falls from the clouds. Breath is your breath is symbolic for the wind. Now we dealing with bones. What are bones symbolic for? The hardness of our bones is born of the bones of our earthly mother, of the rocks and of the stones. They stand naked to the heavens on the tops of mountains, or as giants that lie sleeping on the sides of the mountains, as idols set in the desert and are hidden in the deepness of the earth. What's so crazy is there's an actual picture of a mountain. It looked like a straight up giant sleeping on the side of that deal. I'll pull it up later. Y'all remind me. Look at this. The tenderness of our flesh is born of the flesh of our earthly mother, whose flesh waxes yellow and red in what? The animal sandwiches. Now, whose flesh waxes yellow and red in the fruits of the trees and nurtures us in the furrows of the field. Do y'all realize that our flesh is comparable to fruit and not to animal flesh? Look at this. Our bowels, our inwards, are born of the bowels of our earthly mother and are hid from our eyes like the invisible depths of the earth. Like you went into some type of caves and taverns and all that, you dig, in the earth. Well, that's symbolic for your bowels, the inwards. Look at this. Now we're dealing with the eyes and the ears. The light of our eyes, the hearing of our ears, both are born of the colors and the sounds of our earthly mother, which enclose us about as the waves of the sea, a fish, as the eddying air, a bird. I tell you in very truth, man is the son of the earthly mother, and from her did the Son of Man receive his whole body, even as the body of the newborn babe is born of the womb of his mother. I tell you truly, you are, dang, why did I do that? Yeah, dang. Must be down there. Here he's right here. I tell you in very truth, man is the son of the earthly mother, and from her did the Son of Man receive his whole body. Even as the body of the newborn babe is born of the womb of his mother, I tell you truly, you are one with the earthly mother. She is in you. Now remember, they came asking him about how to be healed. We're sick. He say, tap back in with creation, man. Tap back in with creation. You dig? Look at this. And you and her. Of her you were born. Of her were you born. In her do you live. And to her shall you return again. Ain't that true? That body is going back to that earth. All right. Keep therefore her laws. Become one with creation. Huh? Become one with creation. Look at this. Keep therefore her laws, for none can live long, neither be happy, but he who honors his earthly mother and does her laws. There are laws of nature or natural law. Those are the laws of your earthly mother. You dig? Look at this. For your breath is her breath, your blood her blood, your bone her bone, your flesh her flesh, your bowels her bowels, your eyes and your ears are her eyes and her ears. I tell you truly, should you fail to keep but one of all these laws, should you harm but one only of all your body members, you shall be utterly lost in your grievous sickness. So to live an acidic life. So we've been reading about fruits and veggies and balance and high science and math. That's all we've been reading about. That's all we've been reading about. You dig? So to live a life opposite of that, a flesh life, a life of violence and murder and anger and depression and gossiping and now all that brings on sickness. You should be utterly lost in your grievous sickness, and there should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I tell you, unless you follow the laws of your mama, I tell you, I know a Millie Mouth Negro mad now. Well, I tell you, unless you follow the laws of your mama, you can in no wise escape death. And he who clings to the laws of his mother, to him shall his mother cling also. She shall heal all his plagues, and he shall never become sick. Again, shout out to the herbalists, man. The holistic herbalists that the Creator have raised up in this hour, because they're using your mother to heal you. They're using the herbs that come out of Mama Earth to heal you, to bring your body back into alkalinity, onto a proper pH balance. It ain't spooky. It's all science, really. And 2,000 years ago, this is how they was getting down. The Essenes was very powerful, high vibrational. You dig? They weren't just in communion with the angel ambassadors of the Creator. They actually were the doctors you had to go holler at. That man was cold with all that botany, all of it. Because they are the vanguards of creation. They deal with creation. You sick, your body's acidic. You gotta go deal with those that deal with Creator and His creation. You see that? Look at this right here. And he who clings to the laws of his mother, to him his mother shall cling also. She shall heal all his plagues, and he shall never become sick. She gives him long life and protects him from all afflictions, from fire, from water, from the bite of venomous serpents. For your mother bore you, keeps life within you. She has given you her body, and none but she heals you. Happy is he who loves his mother and lies quietly in her bosom. For your mama loves you even when you turn away from her. And how much more shall she love you if you turn to her again? I tell you truly, very great is her love, greater than the greatest of mountains, deeper than the deepest of seas. And those who love their mother she never deserts them, as the hen protects her chickens, as a lioness her cubs, as the mother her newborn babe. So does the earthly mother protect the Son of Man from all danger and from all evils. If you get some understanding, give me a 7 up in the chat. Bless up. Let's keep reading. Now remember, this is Yahshua talking. Y'all see how we connected the OWASP with the Nazarene literature. Now we in the Essene literature. And it all saying the same thing. So for any of the brothers and sisters still on the fence, come on home. Come on home. We ain't on nothing wicked over this way. We ain't on nothing wicked. Nothing. All right? We your brothers and sisters striving to be better. And look, and willing to help and assist in any way we can. Now look at this word. Look at this word. All right. It says, for I tell you truly, evils and dangers innumerable lie in wait for the sons of men. Beelzebub, the prince of all devils, the source of every evil, lies in wait in the body of all the sons of men. He is death, the Lord of every plague, and taking upon him a pleasing raiment, he tempts and entices the sons of men. Riches does he promise, and power and splendid palaces, and garments of gold and silver, and a multitude of slaves. All these he promises renown and glory. Look what this false God promising. Renown and glory, fornication and lustfulness, gluttony and wine bibbing, riotous living and slothfulness and idle days. And he entices everyone by that to which their heart is most inclined. And in the day that the sons of men have already become the slaves of all these vanities and abominations, then in payment thereof, he snatches from the sons of men all those things which the earthly mother gave them so abundantly. He takes from them their breath, their blood, their bone, their flesh, their bowels, their eyes, and their ears, and the breath of the Son of Man becomes short and stifled, full of pain and evil smelling. Boy, your breath stank. Like the breath of unclean beasts, and his blood becomes thick and his blood becomes thick and evil smelling. Blood becomes clot. Your blood gets too thick, it's called coagulation. It clots. Blood clot becomes thick and it stank. Wow. Like the water of the swamps, it clots and blackens. Like the night of death, and his bone becomes hard and knotted. It melts away within and breaks asunder. That's where you get your arthritis from. All this because we got away from nature. We got away from creation. We got away from our mother that our father gave us. Got away from that. You dig? And it chose a death culture. Triple cheeseburgers and, you understand, 100 party wings and hog head cheese and pigger sandwiches and chitlins and, you understand, turkey sandwiches. We chose death. And finally, when it's run its course, man is sick. Man breath stank. Man bones are knotted. His blood clots and blackens. And he on his way to die. Like the night of death, and his bone becomes hard and knotted. It melts away within and breaks asunder as a stone falling down upon a rock. And his flesh waxes fat and watery. That boy got the dropsies. Got the dropsies. And his flesh waxes fat and watery. It rots and putrefies with scabs and boils that are an abomination. Wow. It's high science over here. Yahshua was big on health. Big on what you put in your body, man. Major league. You dig? And then you wonder why majority of the brothers and sisters and what they call the truth, majority of them sick. We know. We know. You dig? Majority of them sick. And we reading out of these texts right here that health is part of it. Health is part of being or keeping the commands of Creator. Health is part of that. You're not supposed to turn your body into a graveyard of animal sandwiches. All right? We still rolling. And his bowels, look at this. And his bowels become full with abominable filthiness. Uh-oh, boy got with oozing streams of decay. What is Yahshua talking about? When your bowels let off oozing streams of decay. What is that? Oozing streams of decay. That boy got the bubble guts and that boy oozing. That boy got the runs. Huh? And his bowels become full with abominable filthiness, with oozing streams of decay. That boy got the bubble guts and the runs. And multitudes of abominable worms have their habitation there. A lot of brothers and sisters have parasites in them. You better give one of my brothers, YAH'KI. You better give my brother SHALOM. They got all type of parasite eliminators. Get them worms about it. What you think is bringing the acidosis? See, you can't make this up. If this 2,000 years ago being brought out, you dig, and modern science is agreeing with it, sit your ass down somewhere, running your mouth talking about what you disagree with. Modern science agree with what the bros and them is saying of how we supposed to be eating and all that for the optimal performance of your bodies and all that. Man, get away from turning your body into a graveyard of animal savages. Huh? That boy got the runs, oozing streams of decay. And you got parasites or worms as the habitation. And his eyes grow dim till dark night enshrouds them. And his ears become stopped like the silence of the grave. And last of all, shall the erring son of man lose life. For he kept not the laws of his mother, and added sin to sin. Therefore are taken from him all the gifts of the earthly mother, breath, blood, bone, flesh, bowels, eyes, and ears. And after all else, life, with which the earthly mother crowned his body. Good night, boy. What are we even talking about here? But if the erring son of man, let me blow this up. But if the erring son of man be sorry for his sins and undo them, and return again to his earthly mother, and if he do his earthly mother's laws and free himself from Satan's clutches, resisting his temptation, then does the earthly mother receive again her erring son with love, and sends him her angels that they may serve him. I tell you truly, when the Son of Man resists the Satan that dwells where? In him. In him. Satan ain't somewhere underground in red pantyhose with a pitchfork smoking a joint. Satan is in man. Huh? In man. And you gotta fight to suppress that when it rears its ugly head. Suppress that. You don't got me today. It won't happen. Wow. So look at this right here. It says right here. When the Son of Man resists the Satan that dwells in him and does not his will, in the same hour are found the mother's angels there, that they may serve him with all their power and free utterly the Son of Man from the power of Satan. For no man can serve two masters. For either he serves Beelzebub and his devils, or else he serves our earthly mother and her angels. Either he serves death or he serves life. I tell you truly, happy are those that do the laws of life, and wander not upon the paths of death. For in them the forces of life wax strong, and they escape the plagues of death. And all those around about him listened to his words with amazement, for his word was with power. For his word was with power, and he taught quite otherwise than the priests and the scribes. Exactly. What we saying ain't what they saying. Look at this. And though the sun was now set, they departed not to their homes. They sat round about Yahshua and asked the master, which are these laws of life? Rest with us a while longer and teach us. We will listen to your teaching that we may be healed and become righteous. And Yahshua himself sat down in their midst and said, I tell you truly, none can be happy except he do the law. Look at this. And the others answered, we all do the laws of Moses. Really? Over here is sick. Talking about you do the laws of Moses. We all do the laws of Moses, our lawgiver. even as they are written in the Holy Scriptures. Look at this. Look at this. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at us when we telling you what it is. All right? And again, we ain't told you to put nothing down, right? We told you to put nothing down. Just know what you read. All right? And Yahshua answered. Let me highlight this one. Really, my nigga was finna get mad. And Yahshua answered. And Yahshua answered, seek not the law in your scriptures, for the law is life. Seek not the law in your scriptures, for the law is life. Whereas the scripture is dead. Bang, drop, boy. I know. I know. I know. I know. That probably hurt somebody right there. Seek not the law in your scriptures, for the law is life. Whereas the scripture is what? Dead. I tell you truly, Moses received not his laws from God in writing, but through the living word. The law is living word of living God to living prophets for living men. Woo! The law is living word of living God to living prophets for living men. And everything that is life is the law written. That includes you and me and the trees and the water and the sun and the animals and the moon and the stars, and everything that has life is encoded with the orders of its creator. Ain't no getting around it. Huh? Ain't no getting around it. Read it again. The law is living word of living God to living prophets for living men. And everything that is life is the law written. You find it where? In the grass, in the tree, in the river, in the mountain, in the birds of heaven, in the fishes of the sea. But seek it chiefly in yourselves. Ball game. Ball game. Running around here talking about you doing a Torah portion. You doing a Torah portion. He said, boy, you better seek that. If it is such a thing, seek it in yourself. Chiefly seek it in yourself. But you can find the law of the creator in all creation. So now you ain't bound to a book. You can go study creation and learn more about your creator and become more aligned with your creator than read any book. You dig? And look, I ain't against reading. I actually love to read, actually. I ain't against it. I'm just saying we are not to worship a book. Ever. You dig? We get what we get out of them, keep it pushing. We get what we get out of them and meditate on it. And see what wisdom we can apply to our life, but we don't worship a book. Period. But seek it chiefly in yourselves. For I tell you truly, all living things are nearer to God than the scripture, which is without life. Ball game again, boy. Huh? God so made life, the creator so made life and all living things that they might, by the everlasting word, teach the laws of the true God to man. God wrote not the laws in the pages of books. Ball game. I need to end this right here, man. Ball game. Huh? God wrote not the laws in the pages of books, but in your heart and in your spirit. They are in your breath, your blood, your bone, in your flesh, your bowels, your eyes, your ears, and in every little part of your body. They are present in the earth. The laws of creation are present in the earth. And when you learn deeper, you realize all that's done by the virtue of the creator's presence, man. Because he's ever present. So if you find in what this is saying, laws everywhere, that's because of the creator's presence. He's ever present. He's all in all. That's why you can find the law or creator in nature and in everything that has life. And that's more nearer to the creator than a book with pages in it. They are present in the air, in the water, in the earth, in the plants, in the sunbeams. Wow. In the sunbeams, in the depths and in the heights. They all speak to you that you may understand the tongue and the will of the living God. But you shut your eyes that you may not see, and you shut your ears that you may not hear. I tell you truly that the scripture is the work of what? Man. Well, they be ready to hang your brother after this one, boy. You ain't been ready to hang your brother after this, boy. Huh? You mean to tell me the scripture is the work of man? I tell you truly that the scripture is the work of man, but life and all its hosts are the work of our Creator. Wherefore, do you not listen to the words of the Creator, which are written in his creation or his works? And wherefore do you study the dead scriptures? And why are you studying the dead scriptures, which are the work of the hands of men? Ball game. Ball game. What is we even talking about here, man? What are we even talking about? What are we even talking about here? Wow. Essene Gospel of Peace, Book 1. We read in the WASP, Yahshua was an Essene, him, his parents, his entire family. They live the same way. That's what we read. How may we read the laws of God elsewhere than in the scriptures? This is what they ask me. Where are they written? Read them to us from there where you see them, for we know nothing else but the scriptures. This is the Israelite nation responding. We know nothing else but the scriptures, which we have inherited from our forefathers. Tell us the laws of which you speak, that hearing them we may be healed and justified. Yahshua said, you do not understand the words of life because you are in death. Darkness darkens your eyes and your ears are stopped with deafness. For I tell you, it profits you not at all. It profits you nothing at all that you pore over dead scriptures. If by your deeds you deny him who has given you the scriptures. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. You can say that about 5 times. Scripture dead. A living dog is more near or is more nearer to the Creator than the dead scriptures. The Creator gives life. No book gives life. Nothing that was printed on a printing press gives life. The Creator gives life. All right? So know what you're dealing with, man. That's it. Know what you read, right? Whatever you read, you should be reading it to apply it to your life. If you can't do that, it's time to go. You pouring over dead information at that point. Wow. For I tell you, it profits you nothing at all that you pour over dead scriptures. If by your deeds you deny him who has given you the scriptures, I tell you truly, God and his laws are not in that which you do. They are not in gluttony and wine bibbing, neither in riotous living, nor in lustfulness, nor in seeking after riches, nor yet in hatred of your enemies. For all these things are far from true God. For all these things are far from the true God and from his angels, as showing you the earthly mother. The earthly mother is not the heavenly Father. Okay. All right. And from his angels, but all these things come from the kingdom of darkness and the Lord of all evils. And all these things do you carry in yourselves. And so the word and the power of God enter not into you. Because all manner of evil and all manner of abominations have their dwelling in your body and your spirit. If you will that the living God's word and his power may enter you, defile not your body and your spirit. For the body is the temple of the spirit, and the spirit is the temple of God. Purify, therefore, the temple, that the Lord of the temple may dwell therein and occupy a place that is worthy of him. And from all temptations of your body and your spirit, coming from Satan, withdraw beneath the shadow of God's heaven. Renew yourselves and fast. He's giving you practicality now. You know what I mean? All right. Renew yourselves and fast. For I tell you truly that Satan and his plagues may only be cast out by what? fasting and prayer. Yeah, fasting is high level. What are you willing to sacrifice? Look at this. Go by yourself and fast alone, and show your fasting to no man. The living God shall see it, and great shall be your reward. And fast till Beelzebub and all his evils depart from you, and all the angels of our earthly mother come and serve you. For I tell you truly, except you fast, you shall never be freed from the power of Satan and from all diseases that come from Satan. Fast and pray fervently, seeking the power of the living God for your healing. While you fast, eschew the sons of men and seek our earthly mother's angels, for he that seeks shall find. So while you sick and you fasting, you need to get into solitude. All right? All right? It is what it is. Then it goes into how you can do that. Go out and seek the fresh air and all that extra. All right, let me keep going. And it's going to, after the angel of earth, seek the angel of water, and go into the different forces of nature. This calls them angels. If you don't like the word angel, use energy or use spirit. All right. All right. I gotta jump down. We can actually go over this one day where we go to exactly what you need to do. All right. That ain't it right there. All right. Oof. Now look at this right here. For the heavenly Father is 100 times greater than all fathers by seed and by blood. And greater is the earthly mother than all mothers by the body. And dearer is the Son of Man in the eyes of his heavenly Father and of his earthly mother than are the children in the eyes of their fathers by seed and by blood, and of their mothers by the body. And more wise are the words and laws of your heavenly Father and of your earthly mother than the words and the will of all fathers by seed and by blood, and of all mothers by the body. And of more worth also is the inheritance of your heavenly Father and of your earthly mother, the everlasting kingdom of earthly and heavenly life, than all the inheritance of your fathers by seed and by blood, and of your mothers by the body. And your true brothers, listen to this. Same thing we heard in Owaspy. And your true brothers are all those who do the will of your heavenly Father and of your earthly mother, and not your brothers by blood. Ball game, boy. Oh, wait, look at this. I tell you truly that your true brothers in the will of the heavenly Father and of the earthly mother will love you 1,000 times more than your brothers by blood. For since the days of Cain and Abel, when brothers by blood transgressed the will of God, there is no true brotherhood by blood. There is no true brotherhood by blood. There is no true brotherhood by blood. And brothers do unto brothers as do strangers. Therefore I say to you, love your true brothers in the will of Creator 1,000 times more than your brothers by blood. Ooh, wee. Y'all know it hurts my heart we can't do all this. Dig. But I just wanted to come on and chop it up with the fam, man. You know how we do. All right. Nazarene edition, part 110. Yahshua the Nazarene. They did. Wanted to come on and chop it up with the fam a little taste. And you know, just shine some light. Unhinge, not even some light. Unhinge that light. Unhinge it. You know what I mean? That's what time it is. It's time to unhinge this light that we have and deliver our brothers and sisters out of the hells of their minds. You know what I mean? Whoever get offended, get out the way of the light then. We ain't turning it down. The light is unhinged. Yeah. So it's good to see y'all. Any questions? Any questions before I get up out of here? I gotta handle some business. Supposed to have another debate coming up with some intellectual Negro. I'm just gonna hold him to his God. I got a prelim tonight. In 2 hours. You know what I mean? 2 hours on the source debate. They're preliminary, some intellectual. I don't even know what he on. I'm just gonna hold him to his God. Big. Look at NehemiYAH, big homie in the building. He said, I came enough to hear what I needed. Yeah. And look, and that's so true what we just read out the Essene when he's talking about your blood family and all that. You understand? Gotta keep it real. We gonna keep it real first. You did. Any questions? Let me look at the chat. My phone running slow. That was from the Essene Gospel of Peace. So these are the books we read today. We read out. No, hey, NehemiYAH, no doubt. No doubt, big homie. You know I know. You know I know. You know what I mean? So we read out I speak today about Yahshua. We read out the Gospel of the Nazarene and the Essene Gospel of Peace. Any more stuff we can read. Those are the books. Books we read. And they are harmonized. That's right, my sister. We read out of WASPI about Yahshua. We read basically the same thing in the Nazarene Gospels and the same thing in the Essene Gospel of Peace. And these are all the books that Honor and Humility been bringing out the past 2 years. Or WASPI the past year. They got everybody pissed. But what I did today was show that they harmonized. What are you talking about? You understand? So tribal warfare and arguing over who a Hamite is or who a Edomite is, that's low vibration. Create a gang, we up here. You know what I mean? We talking about the heavens. We talking about advancing humanity and mankind. We talking about righteous works done unto others. All right, we talking about upward and outward forever, continual progression. You understand? We talking about laboring and assisting you in your resurrection. You know what I mean? Right, El Jarrell. That scripture was for the people that can't get over John Newborough being white. Absolutely. Absolutely. But everything I brought out, you know, white man touch. Whether it's the Essene Gospel of Peace, that's Edmund Boydou Sazek. Whether it's the Gospel of the Nazarenes, that's Richard Osley. Whether you talking about the Owaspi, John Newborough. Whether you talking about the King James, man, let me show y'all this. It's a game, man. Run around with a King James Bible and think no white man had nothing to do with it. What is you saying? How do you even believe? You don't even believe that. You can't believe that. Let me show y'all this and I get a buffer. That's why I believe in being transparent. And what you're gonna realize is this: we all dealing with what the best we are doing is research it. Re means again. So you're going back over what somebody already searched out. What is you arguing about then? None of this information is yours. You know what I mean? So watch this right here. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you even the Bible is owned. The Bible is owned by powerful white men. What are you talking about? Let me pull this up for y'all so y'all can see this. Dismiss this. I'm gonna go to just one quick chapter real quick. I'm gonna go to Genesis 1:1. Let me show y'all this. A lot of people don't know this. Come on, man. You got to stop that. Mankind is mankind. It's a good thing he made us diverse. Mankind is mankind. We can act all day. We can get into Darwinism and act all day like, you know, this other race is a monkey and this other race is a turtle and this other race is that. But when you done talking, ain't damn one of you Negroes finna go lay with a horse and produce no child. But you can lay with other nations and still produce children. That in itself shows you that we the same. Look, the other nations are still carbon based. If it wasn't so, how can you have children with somebody of another nation if we're not made of the same thing? Huh? Makes no sense. That's just science put out there to keep you hateful toward other sons and daughters of the Creator, man. Let that go. You wouldn't be able to even mate with them if that was the case. That's it. You wouldn't even be able to mate. Would be no such thing as mixed breed children out here if that was the case. That ain't true, man. You dig? All that how they used to look at us, we monkeys, we look at them, they monkeys and all that. How the hell can't none of y'all go stick y'all ride no female monkey and produce no child? None of y'all can do that. You dig? But you can get with somebody of another nation and produce a baby, a healthy baby at that. You dig? Well, that proves you're of the same substance. You know what I mean? If that was false, if what I said was false, if that was false, then you should be able to go stick your rod in a whale and produce a child. You know what I mean? If you want to vibrate high, you got to come up off the tribal warfare and deal with people. Look, and deal with people based off their spirit, based off if they just a real solid individual or not. See, it's time for us to, in order to level up to where you want to go, you got to start reading people's spirit. Listening to them vibrations that hit you like, nah, something off with dude off. Something don't sit right with him. You see? We even showed today how slave master got us labor in the lower heavens, and raise up his slaves before he even can get to where he's trying to go. Other than that, he's stuck right here as a paranormal ghost or something. You understand? So we got to stop there. Let me show y'all this. Show y'all about the Bible. Just real quick. Nobody told you put that, and have I said one time put it down? No. But we gonna speak about truth. Let me show y'all this real quick. Scroll all the way down. This Genesis 1:1. This is the Blue Letter Bible. You know, the app. Everybody go to look up Hebrew words, Greek words, and all that. Look at this at the very bottom. This is the very bottom. I want y'all to see this. For any Negro running around here thinking that the King James Bible wasn't tampered or touched by white men. Stop that. Stop all that madness. Look at this right here. What does this say? This right here. Look at this. It says the authorized version or King James Version 1611, or after the Protestant Reformation 1769. Outside of the United Kingdom, England, London is United Kingdom, the KJV is in the public domain. Within the United Kingdom, the rights to the KJV are vested in the Crown. Ball game. Who is the Crown? Who or what is the Crown? Do y'all know? No? The Crown is a Freemasonic order of Freemasons. That controls the price of gold and silver every morning over in England, in the city of London. Not London, but the city of London, which is an 11 square mile financial district right in the heart of London. It's called the City of London. You dig? The Crown are the ones that set the price of gold and silver. They pass laws. You dig? And guess what? The Crown are the ones that's responsible for studying out every English monarch since Henry VIII. You know the Queen Elizabeth that died. You remember the crown she used to have on her head and the jewels she used to have? All that is owned by the Crown. That Freemason organization I just told you about. So she had to go to them to put the jewels on, the necklaces and the crowns and everything and all that, gets the robes and get studied out. And then when the photo shoot is over, they snatch that crown off her wig, take them jewels back, and send her back to Buckingham Palace. The Crown has public right to the Bible. The Crown does. So how are we going to play this game? How are we going to act like what it is we're reading, what it is that we're reading, you dig, ain't been touched by white men? Everything you're reading been touched by white men, especially if you're reading it in English. So once we move that off the table, then what we can do, we can just deal with the information. Either the information hit hard or it don't, and we just move forward. You dig? So that's what it is. What's not true, Imam? Talk to me. Give me some correction. I don't know it all. Clearly, I don't know it all. So yeah, give me some understanding on that. It's all good. Let me see if I can pull up some on the crown real quick, y'all. Yeah, get me together, mama. You know it's all good over here. I ain't got no problem with being wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong so I can go ahead and correct what it is. All right, let me see if I can find y'all something about the crown before we get up out of here. All right, I'm gonna go to YouTube. Your boy Jordan Maxwell back in the day put something out on there. I don't know if it's too low though. I think it was recorded low or something. All right, let me see real quick. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, look, let me show you this video, Imam. You may change your mind. Let me show you. Let me show you. Look crown. Jordan Maxwell, the crown. This is where I got this from. Show you. Let me see, Jordan. No, that ain't it. Ex-Vatican chief. It's an interview. Jordan Maxwell interview. Let me see. Jordan Maxwell. Let me show y'all that. Hopefully it's still up. Interview the British crown. I don't know who the crown is. It's crazy, man. Where is he at? Your boy. It's an old interview too. No, not the Queen's advice. I didn't know Jordan Maxwell died. He died last year. That's crazy. All right, let me just put Jordan Maxwell interview. And then look, and again, Ema, this is where I got this info from the crown. Your boy Jordan Maxwell. And I seen that. I was like, good night. Boy, this boy just revealed all of it. It's like a 10-minute interview. I can't find it though. If not, I'll find it and send it to you, Ema. Big. Nah, that ain't it. It's an old boy. Where is that deal at? Well, look, what I'll do is find it and post it, and then we can get it, and we can get it from there. You dig? Well, that's what's up, Ema. You said that ain't true. That's what's up. I'ma say it is, and just send me your information, and I'll send you mine. You dig? Her jewels are called the crown jewels. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's all based off perspective anyway. But look, I'm gonna say it's true. Send me what you got, and I'm gonna send you what I got, and then we'll just meet in the middle. And if I'm wrong, I'll take it back. You dig? So ultimately, everyday book read will be cherry picked by the reader reading it. Nothing 100%. Yeah, that's basically the truth. My brother Gabriel, the boxingologist. All right. We got the GOAT in the building. Intuitive GOAT. Bless up, sister. Bless up. That's right. Nothing is 100%. That's right. That's right. Oh, mom, bro. Okay, bang, bang, bang. She's not the crown. Stop it. How is she the crown when it was British monarchs going all the way back past Henry VIII? That don't make no sense, Iman. That don't make a lick of sense, actually. How is she the crown and she dead? I mean, the king is the crown. But that what's up, y'all. All praises, all glory to the creator, ever present. Love all y'all in deed and in truth. I'm gonna find this Jordan Maxwell video and post it, and y'all tell me what y'all think. It's very, very powerful. I'm about to get out of here. Love and light to all y'all. Shout out to the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. Yeah. We love y'all too. Bless up. You brothers and sisters, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Stay faithful. You dig? Love on each other. And In the end, we'll see what's going down. Much love and light to all y'all. And continue to pray for your brothers. I pray for y'all. I'm about this deal. Bless up. Y'all. How do you start? Okay.